Next year, Mitch brings up the goodness in all of us.
Mitch, you are a classy human being, and I
wouldn't
thank
go that far.
All right, everybody.
Human being.
You're right. Welcome everybody. Tonight we have Mitch on our program. I'm gonna play the intro in a little bit. After I get out Tari's. There it is. That's all I needed. I need Tari's disapproval, and I can play the intro.
Welcome to the Midnight Show with the Midnight Crew. Rotncorpse, Angela Arrega, James Colley, Terry Diamantis, and our host, T. Alexander, with special guest, Mitch the Ripper. With that, ladies and gentlemen, let us begin.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Midnight Show.
What kind of bullshit is this?
What do you mean?
It's Saturday before Halloween, and you do the same standard bullshit? Tier?
I blew my load early in the part of this month. Oh my God, for Gunski.
Get that man a Kleenex.
Shit.
Also, tell him to do his laundry.
I was gonna say that was your
Don't touch that top.
Look, I think you're losing sight of what he did there. It's Halloween. You're supposed to be scary, right? What could be scarier than that god-awful introduction?
Exactly.
He could have used.
I see my nudes haven't penetrated the internet yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. We're circulating them.
But I believe
He
in
didn't try to leak him hard enough.
I believe more in slutty Halloween than I do scary Halloween.
James, you can't dress up as a slutty nurse again with their restraining orders, okay? People are traumatized.
It's when he does the Morticia thing. That's what freaks me out.
Yes, I do a much better
Emotional damage. I am all about scary Halloween. Thank you.
Yeah, they thought I was crazy, but then they just saw I'm nuts.
No, you had it wrong. They saw your nuts, and now they started running away.
That's what it was.
Oh, no.
Stripper heels on me. It's a great day.
And remember, you the one that decided to take last week off. Welcome back.
Also, we got Angela, is going for the scary Halloween. James wants to go for the slutty Halloween. So one of them is just trying to have the whole thing where people mark me down as terrified and aroused.
Yeah.
I'm aroused. I don't know which one I'm going to be. I'm still aroused. All right, let me get through the intros before we continue this debacle and quagmire.
Yeah, people know who we are. You don't need to introduce us.
Fine then, fuck it. Let's do it. We'll do it live. Yeah. All right.
We'll fix it first.
Welcome, Mitch. Thank you for being on.
My pleasure.
Before we get into some of the epic, takedowns of our articles, I want to say thank God we finally got a speaker, because now we're officially going to be shut down. Sweet.
What was that?
Dude, I was just happy. I think it was earlier this week. I got to dunk on one of the fucking senators.
Mm-hmm.
Which one? If it's Fetterman, it doesn't count.
No, it's not Fetterman. It was one of the ones about fucking gun control shit.
Oh. You sure it wasn't Fetterman?
Yeah, because it was a response to Random American responded to him. Got to scroll down a bit.
Real quick before you get there, I want to give a special shout out to Jamal Bowman. Thank you for cutting off that beeping to my fire alarm. That shit was getting on my motherfucking nerves.
No, that wasn't the smoke alarm. The hallway just always makes that noise.
It's not. Oh God! I changed the batteries for nothing.
It's the sex doll battery warning.
Oh,
You know, I do have a question about that because
Motherfucker.
No, but if you, no. If you never change the batteries, wouldn't they eventually like permanently die and the beeping would stop?
No. See,
That's
most.
Just what they
wonderful
want you to
theory.
think.
No. So most American houses have it's the battery is there, but it's also hardwired into the house. It will
Some
never
are
stop
hardwired.
beeping.
Some
Also,
are hardwired into the house. The one
connected to the
the
electrical
ones,
line.
yeah, the ones that are
Yeah.
hardwired into the house shouldn't have that happen unless something happens with the electrical, because the battery is meant to be a backup if your power dies.
Because
But
that was
not
going to
all-
be
Yeah.
the next question: is
Yeah,
if they're connected to the electric line, then what do you need a battery for?
It again, like Rodney said, it's a just in case.
Well,
It's
No.
No, I get that, but like,
well, there's
why
also
would
the
it,
thing
why
that
would it beep if the
not-
battery was low? If it only uses the
because
battery
not
in
all of
emergencies?
them are hardwired in.
Terry,
But then we're back to my first point of wouldn't the
But,
battery just eventually die and stop?
Because
I
of how little the
actually
charge-
have an answer to that. If somebody lets me.
Okay.
Um,
Yes, ma'am.
Basically, in case there is an emergency that cuts the power to your house, the battery is a backup like a generator.
Angela, can you turn your volume up? You're very quiet compared to.
I am. Hold on. let me-
well,
So,
Terry, let me put it to you like this. Do y'all have 24-hour convenience stores?
Probably. I don't go to them, but I imagine that
Okay.
there would be some in Australia.
Okay, do most any convenience store that you've ever been to, did they have locks on the doors?
I don't know because they've always been open. Like I don't go past them when they're closed, so I don't know if they're
Oh,
locked.
okay. Well, if see over here in America, we have 24-hour convenience stores, and they have locks on the doors. Nobody knows why.
I do.
If they're open 365, why do you need locks? Same way I look at it about the battery and the.
No.
It's in case there's a crime and you can preserve the crime scene by locking people out.
Yeah, but no.
Or and
Also,
In.
also with the fire alarm thing, for how little of a charge it takes, it usually has enough that it can build a minor charge with usually like a capacitor or something. And those little analog chirps take so little voltage and amperage to do anything that it's easy for them to continue going on for damn near
years.
essentially.
Yes.
Okay, no, that was my question. Is like,
Really?
wouldn't the battery eventually run dead? So like the people who like literally never change their battery, why is it still there? Because it should have stopped beeping, ages ago. But no, that makes sense if it's just
Okay. Is my volume better?
yes.
Okay, good.
Indeed.
Now, what I was saying is that it's like the same as having a backup generator in your house. If there is a major emergency that cuts off the power, but you still have the danger of something catching fire.
No, I get that.
Oh.
Is like my question was like, wouldn't the battery just die? And then people said it was connected to the electrical line, and it's like, well, if it's connected to the electrical line, you don't need a battery. And then like, or at least the battery, if the battery's only being used in emergencies, it shouldn't run down very much. So why is there beeping? Is my question.
It just still siphons power from the battery by the battery existing in the machine.
Okay, and Will's basically saying what Rotten was saying is that it will eventually run dead, but the chirps will take a very, very long time for it to wear that.
Yeah, maybe 5 years at least, because like a regular 9-volt can last pretty long.
Yeah.
It's a single 9-volt.
But going back to the one thing as well that I got to basically dunk on Senator Chris Larson, because he had some whole thing of like on the 26th, like 1 in 5 Americans are killed by a gun. So random Americans, like, what part of shall not be infringed do you have a problem understanding? he actually responds to random Americans saying, "What part of well regulated don't you understand?" So my response was, considering it meant trained and able-bodied men, apparently you don't understand it.
Yeah.
But
My retort would be, what part of free state don't you understand?
Yeah.
Oh
well, he got dunked on by not just me. He got dunked on by a random American again.
No,
I'm sure the dunking was severe and thorough.
Oh yeah.
No, but like I've read the Second Amendment, and the wording is pretty straightforward. It's not saying the well-regulated militia has the right to bear arms. It's saying because we need a well-regulated militia, the people have the right to bear arms. Like that's pretty unambiguous from my reading of it.
Yep, to maintain the security of a free state.
Well, the best way to explain this as well is it's also like looking back at something that was made, 100, 200, 300 years ago for a play and saying that we're going to look at what they were justifying under our current morality. And it's like, it doesn't work that way. They had a different morality.
Yes. That is what pisses me off about most of these interpretations.
It is the whole thing that they don't go through and properly like pay attention to what it meant from back then. They're looking at the words and saying, well, those mean this. This is we know them, so it had to mean this. And it's like, no, you fucking walnut.
Yeah, but like my point is, even if you use modern interpretation, it still unambiguously says,
yes,
because we need a militia, the people can have guns. Like, paraphrase, but that's what it's saying. It's like, we need a militia, and so we are giving the people, the people have the right to bear arms. It's not ambiguous in the slightest.
Well, and the best part about it is, there's a reason I bring up the Free State Clause, because it's the only place those words appear in the Constitution, is in the Second Amendment, free state.
Yeah.
And when you boil it down to its barest essence, what is the threat to a free state? If you could boil it down to one word, it's tyranny.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was going to say government, but same thing.
Well, 6 of one, half dozen of another, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
But well, and what is tyranny? Where does tyranny begin? Who implements the tyranny?
Tyr Alexander.
Excuse me, sir. I'm not a tyrant yet.
He wishes.
One day.
Well, when you think about it, and you start thinking deeply about it, you realize that government is not, or rather, tyranny is not exclusive to government. If someone's stealing your property, that is a tyranny. When people who claim to be protesting are quite literally blocking traffic,
yes,
it ceases to be a protest because it's now an act of tyranny. If they are impeding your freedom of movement, that is tyranny.
Yeah.
So yeah, run the fuckers down. Treat tyrants accordingly.
Well, yeah. I mean, I saw on Twitter that some dickhead, she cemented her hand to the road, and then like some guy was like trying to get her, like had it like a chisel and was like trying to chip away and like so she could get her hand free. She put her hand there. She's the dumbass who cemented herself.
All
to the
you
road.
need is some nail polish remover.
No, I say, look, just leave her there. She obviously wants to be cemented to the road. I think it's a stupid thing to do. But
well, there's an arrogance that goes with that too, cementing yourself to the road like that. You think that you're worth that preserving your safety, your comfort, your life is worth me not getting to work on time? I'm sorry, you're mistaken.
Yeah.
Or my kids not get to a hospital.
No,
right.
I think the solution should be the same as the solution to a Middle Eastern thief. I mean, the hand is not going to come off the road, but there's ways to get the hand off the wrist.
Yep. That's the part these peacemongers, I'll call them peacemongers because they want war.
Yeah.
All these people that want to disarm you, they want war with you.
Yeah,
they just want to have the advantage. That's why they want to disarm you.
Yeah.
No,
but make no mistake. Make no mistake. When they try to throw this shit about you, is your TV worth somebody's life? Ask the person trying to steal it if my TV is worth their life. I'm not the one. I'm not the guy who's out there instigating an illegal act and an act of tyranny. That's somebody else. when they come on my property to steal my things that I have spent, incidentally, my life, because time is money and life is time. Portions of my life have been spent to earn the money to purchase the thing.
No, but
I'm going to defend it accordingly.
My response to all that is the thief decided that his life was worth less than my property. I happen to agree with him.
Right. You have, all you did was prove his math.
Yeah. No, like he declared your property is worth more than my life. It's like, agree.
I don't understand our governments in the West deciding that the people defending their lives, their property, their possessions, their own lives.
That's where in this one.
Why are we criminals for defending ourselves?
So I like to go back to an old saying that if the government wants you disarmed, you need to be armed.
Yep.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Government needs to fear us.
I mean, the thing is, like, we're supposed to have the Second and all these other things to, potentially keep people in check that are left unchecked. But what is the government but a bunch of people left unchecked?
Right. Well,
I mean, look at where we came from. Like, we had a fiat monarchy, and we said, fuck you. That's our whole. The Second Amendment is to ensure that, a tyrant can't rise and dictate anything.
But that doesn't work without the will of the people, is the unfortunate part.
And that's why they're dumbing down the masses to ensure that a tyrant can rise.
Yes, they are. You want some
Will of the People? I think he's in chat. He goes by Will at Forge these days.
No, Mr. Katzberger? Yeah, he's in chat.
Yeah. But you're saying the will of the people. I'm just saying he's in chat.
What? Anyhow, it's always going to be up to the people to stand government down.
Yes.
And you're right. Our education system has been so. Our education system has conned generations of people into thinking that violence is not the answer.
Look at fucking Oregon right now.
Oregon
just said that standardized testing is racist. So they're not gonna like grades and shit, like basic reading, writing, arithmetic. It's all that shit's fucking racist.
Yeah,
the students in Oregon are gonna be fucking dumber.
And the statement is violence is never the answer is a retarded thing. Violence is sometimes the answer. It's like, what's doing great harm to someone in a physical way? Violence is technically the answer.
Well, how do you stop a rapist? Violence.
Well, yeah, you don't stop it with fucking Care Bears, do you?
To stop a rapist, the easiest, most simple way is to go. That's it.
Yeah. No, but I mean, I would point.
And then they become a murderer, babe. Way to go.
The sad fact of the matter is that violence solves every problem.
Agreed.
It's a universal solution. I'm not promoting violence, by the way. I'm just stating a fact.
Well,
if
person A and person B come into conflict over how much sugar to put in their cornflakes, and it gets violent and someone dies, well, someone wins the argument then. Violence
Someone's going to jail.
Solution.
Well, and I was going to say, based off, Mitch's icon he's using, what's the proper way to deal with a rapist?
Yeah.
I thought that was for trash-eating pandas.
But like I said, I'm not promoting violence. I'm not saying violence is the only answer. I'm saying violence is not the only answer. However, only a fool limits their options. Where did James go?
Yes. James must have dropped out. He does that from time to time. I'll put him back when he pops in. He has a rant he wants to go on. What else in the news? Oh,
correct. Will it Forge is correct.
Chank Yogurt went on Temple and he made a complete and utter buffalo of himself. Oh, wait a minute.
Nothing new there.
So Cenk made someone else look smart instead of it being the other way of Hassan making everyone else look smart. And
Tim is getting better as a debater, or the more likely answer is that Cenk's a fucking idiot.
Well, it could be plausibly both, but
Two things can be
latter
true.
over the former. I mean, Tim Pool is, from everything I've seen him, like he's got some decent takes, but they say the whole broken clock type thing. But he's pretty fucking milquetoast on a lot of things.
Yeah.
Well, not only that, Tim Pool is one of those people who will compromise with tyranny.
Yeah.
He's one of those people that thinks that there is a middle ground. And I'm sorry, but middle grounds are where tyrannies thrive.
He is the milquetoast trendsetter. But the thing I want to bring up is I watched the actual Justice Warrior and his analysis of it. I'm listening to Cenk Yogurt's diatribe, especially about him running for president. And I'm like, dude, you are so far out of your wheelhouse.
He's also not a U.S. citizen, like a naturalized.
He's a Turkish citizen.
He's a naturalized U.S. citizen, where it's like he's not a natural born.
Right.
He's a Turkish citizen, if I'm not mistaken. He was born Turkish, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong.
Well, the difference is like a natural born citizen is obviously a born U.S. citizen. A naturalized would mean that he went through all the process to become a citizen. He still can't run for president, but
now I got to make a new meme where I quote myself. God damn it!
And honestly, I would love. I want to see him embarrass himself.
So if I help with that, cool.
Well, it's when I said middle grounds are where tyrannies are born. It's too good not to
quote.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I'd say probably like middle grounds are where tyrannies thrive.
Well, no, because they thrive on the outskirts.
I got one better for you, Mitch. I got a better for you. Compassion is where tyranny is born. Middle ground is where tyrannies thrive.
It's not always true, though.
Yeah.
But most of the time, the path to hell is literally paved with good intention. I honestly believe that people on the left.
That one is true.
I honestly believe that some people doing the dumb shit on the left honestly believe in their heart they are doing the right thing.
Oh yeah.
And there are those who are taking advantage of that, who know like it's fucking stupid, but I'm going to use it to my advantage on that side. Now, like I said, the road to hell paved with good intentions. Them believing they're doing good is far from all this shit. Like those people that want, trans inclusive motherfuckers. Oh, well, we're going to be so trans inclusive. But you are excluding females. You're destroying female sports and whatnot, and there you go. Oh, but it's the good thing to do. It's the compassionate thing to do. No, it's not. It really isn't.
Well, again, the expression. What was it? Build a man a fire, and he's warm for the night.
Set a man on fire.
Set a man on fire, and he's warm for the rest of his life. Yeah. No, but teach a man to build a fire, and he can warm himself.
I always heard the other one. It's give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. Teach him how to fish, you'll feed him forever.
Right. But same basic idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
But what is the act of is building in that analogy? Is building the fire an act of compassion or an act of tyranny?
Building the fire is the act of tyranny, but it's under the guise of compassion.
Yeah.
I'm giving you something. You need this fire to warm yourself. I'm giving it to you.
But you have to rely on me.
Yes.
It's almost a path to slavery.
Well, hell, have you seen like the lyrics for the new fucking Disney movie that's coming out? That one, Wish, to where if you look at who the villain is supposed to be, he is the most non-villain
James.
talks about basically going and having doing things in God damn it.
I know, I get those too.
I
Speaking
want
of
to say
this,
moderation. Jesus fucking Christ. It's like, it's not mediocrity. That's not the fucking word. Moderation and like controlling yourself. Like that's his whole thing. And apparently the main female protagonist is just like, no, everyone should get every wish they want granted. It's like, bitch, is you retarded?
No.
Like it looks fucking dumb.
Well, Disney.
Speaking of Disney, just a quick aside. Did you hear about the new revamp of Snow White?
Didn't they?
They're going back to the door. They're doing animated dwarves and they're pushing it back a year.
Honestly, and I've said this before, and I'll say it again, that whole thing. There are just some stories that should just be left animated.
Yes.
They need to stop doing everything live action. Because like the dumbest one, they were like, we're gonna do a live action was the fucking Lion King.
Yes.
Like that doesn't work. You're gonna CGI it anyway. So like just if you're gonna redo it, do a fucking CGI. Like
or do updated graphics.
Yeah, like do a remaster. I still think like my favorite one that I had ever heard of is when the Tom Cruise Mummy was happening. And because that was meant to go to like the actual darker original storylines of it. And it's like, okay, I can get behind that. But the
dark universe.
The dark universe, because that's what they were actually going for. But the best thing I'd ever heard was like what they ought to have happen is like a fucking thing fall out, but actually like Brendan Fraser comes out of that and he goes to explain it and they just start showing the original Mummy movie with Brendan Fraser.
Yeah.
I was just like, I'm down for that.
Or you know what? You didn't even have to connect it.
Well, that's like also one of being like, I think they should claim they're going to make a new Groundhog's Day movie. When you go to it, you just see the original Groundhog Day movie.
Yes. You know,
that
but
would be funny.
It's these reboots reimagining the reinventioning. Like they're talking about rebooting fucking Star Wars.
Well, it's like, they either want to do that or they're like, we're going to update this for a modern audience, and it's like, stop it.
Look, you take a property like Indiana Jones, Star Wars, and Star Trek, or Friday the 13th, Halloween. You take any of those properties and you try to update them for a modern audience. Bullshit. The modern audience does not need an update. You know why? Because we showed all those movies to our kids. Our kids are up to speed on these movies.
Yeah.
Yep.
You don't need a modern update. You know what you need? You need to tell the story properly.
Yeah.
Get rid of your fucking modern update bullshit. Don't do any prequels. Tell the story in the chronological order. And if it's an existing property, tell the next chapter of the story instead of the last chapter of the story.
I got one better for you. Keep your politics. All right, so you can have. There are political messages and a lot of shit in the back in the day, but don't make it the central focus of your story.
See, it's okay to make it political. Just don't put any activism in it. Activism ruins entertainment.
Yeah, that's true.
But you know, some stories are inherently political, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
True, but not. I don't want to see Jason fighting the patriarchy.
Right. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about if the movie is something like The Manchurian Candidate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's an inherently political story.
Or Enemy of the State.
Right. Those are inherently political stories. But you know, what's going on at Camp Crystal Lake isn't political, it's revenge. You know, so you don't you don't throw Democrats and Republicans into a Jason Voorhees story. That's stupid. You'd be defeating the purpose.
They'd be the counselors.
Look, the only way to do politics in like a Friday the 13th type setting is if you're examining the effect of all the murders and disappearances at Crystal Lake are having on the local community and how some people in positions of power in the community are trying to cover it up. And that's the extent of the politics that you could get away with. No, we can't. We can't go advertising this stuff. We gotta. It's going to affect the tourism, just like in Jaws.
Well, shit, that was like what when they retconned Halloween. What was it
Which
actually?
time?
The most recent one, and like they got pissed because they had Michael Myers had ended up killing a gay firefighter, and it's like that's
No,
bad.
it was
It's like,
it was
he's
a
the
gay.
fucking. Oh, it's a gay kid.
No. What happened was a gay couple, Big John and Little John, had moved into the Myers house,
Oh yeah,
and
he kills.
here's
that.
the funny part about that: Big John and Little John behaved just like a couple. They didn't behave like a gay couple. They behaved like a couple.
A couple, yeah.
And they were completely inoffensive in every way. And and honestly, they were kind of likable as not as a gay couple, but just as characters. They
Yeah.
were likable characters.
But didn't they die anyways?
Well, yeah, Michael killed them, and
And, like,
people
but
complained that Michael killed a gay couple. It's like Michael's the bad guy.
It's like Michael's
He's the murderer.
villain.
That's
Like,
what he does.
He's a killer. It's like when you got pissed that they show it in the It Chapter 2 save a gay kid from some bullies to then kill him. Like it's it. Doing that type of thing to like to dash your hopes up to swiftly get rid of them is kind of his shtick.
Actually, the fact that they acknowledged that from the book was probably the one thing that I appreciated about the new adaptation.
Well, it's just that whole thing. It's like okay,
Not
if you're gonna
that
stop
not
this world-
that he killed the gay guy, just to point that out, because
was
it
the
was
whole thing
actually
of-
a very surreal aspect of the book.
if you're gonna say we'll update this to a modern audience, but then there's these particular people that can't die
Visceral.
because they're deemed something or other, it's like that's retarded.
It also takes away any threat to them and makes them not non-compelling characters.
Angela,
Yes.
we'll do your article first, and then.
I'm sorry, I just
kinda-
found that out. I almost started crying right here.
Yeah.
Fuck, where did we start with this conversation that led us down this path where we got into movies?
Who knows?
I don't know.
Anything can lead to a conversation about movies.
Because
with
it
me.
started out being like something overtly political, and then it was the updating to modern audiences shtick,
Oh yeah.
and I can't remember what was before that. And
But that was a very visceral part of the book. So
All right. Put up the article.
it was the tyranny
and
thing.
just present.
That was it.
Oh. Is it coming through? There it is.
not yet.
Oh, the Matthew.
Am I reading it?
Yeah, Ty.
Oh,
It's the Ty. If you're listening, it's the last one, the last link.
Yeah, no, I know. I
Yeah, Angela, you're reading.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Matthew Perry, Emmy-nominated Friends star, dead at 54. Los Angeles. It's the LA Times or something. Friends star Matthew Perry, the Emmy-nominated actor whose sarcastic but lovable Chandler Bing was among television's most famous and most quotable characters, has died at 54. The actor was found dead in an apparent drowning at his Los Angeles home Saturday, according to the Los Angeles Times and celebrity website TMZ, which was the first to report the news. Both outlets cited unnamed sources confirming Perry's death. Matthew was an incredibly gifted actor and an indelible part of the Warner Brothers television group family, the company said in a statement. The impact of his comedic genius was felt around the world, and his legacy will live on in the hearts of so many. This is a heartbreaking day, and we send our love to his family, his loved ones, and all of his devoted fans. Perry's publicists and other representatives did not immediately respond to messages from the Associated Press seeking comment. Asked to confirm police response to what was listed as Perry's home address, LAPD officer Drake Madison told AP that officers had gone to that block for a death investigation of a male in his 50s. Perry's 10 seasons on Friends made him one of Hollywood's most recognizable actors, starring opposite Jennifer Aniston, Courtney Cox, Matt LeBlanc, Lisa Kudrow, and David Schwimmer as a friend group, that's much better, in New York. As Chandler, he played a quick-witted, insecure, and neurotic roommate of LeBlanc's Joey, and a close friend of Schwimmer's Ross. During the show's hijinks, he could be counted on to chime in with a line like, "Could this be any more awkward?" or another well-timed quip. Perry was open about his...
For a second, like,
Mm-hmm.
do we have anything more on this whole thing? Because just going through like a basically written obituary, I know it's going to sound mean. I liked most of his work and whatnot. I'm not the biggest fan of Friends.
I'm not a huge Friends fan, but I am
it's just the whole thing of like,
Perry.
if that's all they're going to be doing now is going over his career, like,
And they are.
I'm pretty much done with it.
Yeah, it looks like it's mostly about Friends.
Yeah, the
which
news
is really
part.
sad,
Yeah.
'cause
The news part
The
of
news
the
part was
operation
good.
is over, and what they're doing now is filling out the
recapping
word count.
Friends.
Recapping Friends, and then looks like recapping parts of his life before Friends.
Yeah,
They're
honestly-
filling for word count.
Honestly, the best two portions I ever saw from Friends is where he gets a computer, brings up all the specs of it, like what are you going to use it for, and he talks about playing games on it. The other is when he looks at a door and asks it what it's going to do for what it knows about comedy. It probably just knows knock jokes. And
good Johnny Matthew Perry. Was he Luke Perry's brother?
What?
Were they related? I said, were they
I
related?
don't think so.
I don't believe so.
But Luke Perry died early too.
Well, yes, he did.
I mean, I'd be more
but he
sad
didn't drown, so...
of the oh God, I can't remember what the fuck his name is. He was on Night Court, played Bull. Like he died recently.
Richard Mall.
Richard Mall.
That dude's done a whole bunch of other shit as well beyond just playing
God, yeah.
Bull. Yeah, he
Well,
just
Matthew
did
Perry did a lot of stuff. It's just,
yeah, it's just he was
really
on Friends.
sad that his entire
it's the-
career is encapsulated in Friends.
Well, it's the same thing for the one dude. It just he's so known for playing Bull.
Right. But he was also the first villain in the Highlander series, TV series. He that character was named Slan. I remember because he wore a metal mask and he kept talking about
He was the
ruining his beautiful face. And that was kind of funny. I mean, Richard Mall did a bunch of funny stuff. He was in a very bad horror film called Night Train to Terror. That was just
he
badly
I
written,
actually think I
badly
watched
directed.
that.
It was badly written, badly directed, and he at least seemed like he was.
That was what I was about to bring up. Night Train Terror.
It's a shitty movie.
Well, what it was.
What happened to Tyr?
What it was is that
He's
Here you're
cutting
breaking
out.
up.
technologies cut down to make them, instead of them being full-length movies.
Oh yeah, he was also the voice of the Hell House Ghost in Scary Movie 2.
Richard Mall was?
Yeah.
Huh.
Oh, I also remember his small role he had in Evolution.
Oh God, I don't
He
remember.
did so much goddamn work.
Oh yeah, I mean, a lot of those guys they get big and known in one part, and they wind up doing so well that they can afford to just kick back and take little parts for the rest of the career.
Oh, I mean, he's done a bunch of fucking voice acting because he had a very distinct voice.
Oh yeah. Now, if Tyr speaks, do we get to hear him?
Fuck, he was in Jingle All the Way.
Who?
T was in
Richard
Jingle
Mole
All
was
the Way.
in Jingle All the Way
I
as the Dimension.
don't think Tyr was in Jingle All the Way. I'm sorry, I got a little lost. I'm kind of down a Matthew Perry rabbit hole.
I think Matt Perry was the same way because they were making $1 million an episode by the time Friends ended.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I imagine he could afford to
All the drugs he wanted. Yeah.
well that and to really like wait for the roles that he wanted to do.
Yeah.
You know.
I was basically looking. The very first thing I ever saw him in is a show that lasted, if an entire series, one series called Second Chance.
I forgot he played the fucking Cyclops in Hercules. The
Matthew
TV show.
Perry?
No, Richard Mole.
Okay.
No,
Sorry,
Matthew
I'm-
Perry was I think what was that show called with
Friends.
Flippy Flipperson and Damn Damaroon? What the fuck?
Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah.
I don't know. Can you ask again?
Hmm.
Can y'all hear me now?
Yes.
So far,
I hear you.
Kirk Cameron, Alan Thicke,
Growing Pains?
Growing Pains. Thank you. I think Matthew Perry was a friend
Oh, that.
in Growing Pains who was killed by from being a drunk driver.
You know what? I think you might
Oh,
be
my.
right. So that would be the first thing that I saw him in. But he had a show during the 80s, like after he did that guest shot,
Oh yeah.
called Second Chance, where he was actually the lead. He was this nerdy kid who was the pet project of a teen angel type ghost character.
Yeah.
It was a pretty funny show that nobody
before
knows
I-
anything
oh.
about because it only lasted one season.
Oh yeah, I forgot he was in the movie Almost Heroes with.
Before I dropped out, I was saying that I was saying that Night Train to Terror was originally supposed to be. They were the segments were full length movies cut down to be anthologies, and because
Yes.
they had to cut them down, they skipped a lot of shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
God, I forgot how many people were in this.
That's what Night Train to Terror was.
No, Matthew Perry was also
let
in
me get to the
Almost
second
Heroes with
article.
Chris Farley, which had a pretty extensive cast.
So yeah,
This is gonna
he
piss
had.
people off.
Uh-oh. I'm waiting for the anger.
Can y'all see it?
Oh
Yes.
God.
I
Bruh.
see from the chin down. Whoa. Ouch.
What the fuck?
Did we lose James?
Everybody's
All right, let me-
You sick bastards.
Yeah,
All I can hear from this one, is
hopefully he'll be back. He didn't say he was hopping on.
the Jack. You know,
I am a woman.
All right. Let's do this because all the ones I didn't get to last week. Body trans health official imposes pronoun mandate. Boom.
the
The United
the
States Department of Health and Human Services roughly 80,000 employees across the nation, requiring them to refer to any transgender staff according to their preferred pronouns. The Biden administration's new gender identity and non-discrimination guidance covers all employee rights and protections related to gender identity as revealed by an HHS email. All employees should be addressed by the name and pronouns they use to describe themselves, the email read.
All right, I got to
want
jump
say
in.
clearly to everyone. Go ahead.
I got to look. If there's going to be such a decree, then I think that all the people who insist upon these special names and pronouns have them carved into their foreheads with a fucking compass. Just so everyone can see.
Spoon.
That works too. Maybe a live bear claw. I don't know. But just so that it's fair, so everyone has a chance to see what the preferred pronoun is, so that they can use it appropriately.
Ouch.
I'm also for the
This is
whole
my
thing of
thing
like instead
with
of
this.
referring them to anything, any sort of pronoun other than piece of shit.
Or maybe we could just start talking in the third person. The third person. You know, Nemo said this. Nemo said that. Nemo did this. Nemo did that.
Yeah.
Well, fucking narrate it like a goddamn.
George is getting upset.
Mhm.
You know, again. What the fuck was that? You know, if they're gonna use dumb shit, let's do dumb shit. Oh Lord, Rotten is transforming again. Where's the holy water?
Oh.
Oh my
All right,
god. I really need
What?
to not get this job.
Apparently, she'd be underneath the mandate.
Yeah.
Oh my
That fucking
God.
blows.
Oof. All right.
Apparently, and
Let me
if
continue.
we were unaware, James's phone is him. Apparently,
I want to. He's dealing with his
Yeah, his phone's
Okay.
being a dick.
Let's see. Mr. King, hop on. Was always a good time. Did you just ooh woo me?
Yes.
Ooh woo me.
Yep.
He ooh wooed me. While I'm waiting for that to come up, I want to say clearly to every one of you who you are and who you know yourself to be is valid. Well, there you are. Check your Discord. Don't know though.
Mine?
God damn it! I'm going to read this article. You stop it! You just stop it. All right. HNS Secretary Andrea Palm stated, "We want you to be your authentic self every day, regardless of your gender identity, sexual orientation, race, ethnicity, religion, or disabled status." All right, I'm going to say something. 4 of those are technically non-discriminatory. You can't discriminate against somebody against race, ethnicity, religion, or disability status. Gender identity, sexual orientation, nope. They're trying to. They're
Well, you
trying
can't
to
discriminate someone's
what is
sexual
that?
orientation.
Fucking
because
forget
They're
the name.
trying to legislate through policy.
Yeah.
There it is. Yeah, they're trying to legislate through policy. They're trying to make equivalent those at the bottom, those 4: race, ethnicity, religion, and disability status to gender identity and sexual orientation. It's fucking insane. Yo, Mr. Katzbringer, how you been?
Irrelevant.
Oh, I've been. I had a fun stream earlier. Been relaxing today, so hi.
Hey, how you doing, Will?
Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.
You are gay. But like you said, like Mitch just said, they're trying to legislate the policy, and it's fucking insane. It's unknown whether the new mandate will accommodate those who have conflicting religious views regarding the usage of pronouns. HHS Assistant Secretary of Shit, who self-proclaimed out and proud transgender woman, said that the mandates may. All right, I have a small question. When is the Assistant Secretary of anything important? Like,
since they're a transgender,
who gives a fuck about the assistant?
Normally nobody.
They are important when they're typing shit up for the secretary.
Yeah.
But
seriously, they're important when there's some kind of a figurehead.
Wasn't not Bankman Freed, the bag thief.
That was
his name.
Clifton.
Free.
Freaky Freakerson.
Sam Brinton.
He was nuclear. He was the Secretary of Nuclear Energy, like the Assistant Secretary of Nuclear.
Am I muted? I've told you twice his name, and no one's responding to me.
I hear you, Terry. I don't know.
I hear you, Terry, and I still couldn't catch that fucking name because his name is. You said it, and all I heard was weird ass fucking freak retard.
Fair enough.
Who steals other people's luggage?
Sam Brinton. Yeah. There it is. Sorry.
Yeah, Terry said it like 6 times.
Yeah.
Like,
I can at least blame my.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you, Terry. My bad.
I also think that Tier is on some type of time delay.
Tier's internet is trash.
Yes, my internet is shit.
Because he's got to use his phone or some shit, which isn't necessarily bad, but he just.
That's why I use my phone.
Dog shit for internet. That's why I feel for James, personal recommendation. I think you ought to look into a netbook for doing some of this stuff. I think it could help, but that's all on him for his decision of it. That's.
Yeah. It's not cheap to buy new hardware.
Netbooks aren't that expensive, and if he can find a computer repair shop, a lot of times they'll take donated or sold laptops to them that they'll scrub everything off of and put a basic OS on it, and you can pick those up for relatively cheap.
Yeah, but my point is that I'm not going to insist someone spend extra money just to improve their quality.
I'm saying if he wanted to, it's something he could do, but it's not something he's required to do, obviously.
Right.
I spend money to improve my stream quality.
But I would love to. I'm debating getting
the only way Tier could do that would basically be to buy it.
Paying for fucking.
Well, I mean, Tier could also use elocution lessons. That might help a bit.
Go to hell too.
Probably ought to see a speech therapist.
There's a place. Know what?
Did you just say go to hell?
Join
that's what I heard too. But
I said go to hell too. Both y'all go to hell.
You're proving my point. You need the lessons.
Jesus, Tier, you're pulling a Stuart from the first episode of Letterkenny.
Hold on, I'm going. Y'all not gonna fuck with me. I'm going. I'll be back.
I'm not trying to fuck with him. Come on.
All right, I'll continue the article then.
If you've got it pulled up, you're more than welcome to.
HHS Assistant Secretary for Health Admiral Rachel Levine, who is a self-proclaimed out and proud transgender woman, says the mandates make sure that all HHS employees, including transgender and non-binary employees, have equal protections in the workplace. Every one of us can play a role in creating a welcoming workplace, Levine added. Every one of you can make a difference in improving the feelings of inclusion for your coworkers.
God,
Because
it reminded me of the fucking
Okay.
DEI shit I had to go through 2 weeks ago.
given that this has the potential to actually affect me, fuck you, bitch.
Leave
I
the egg
have
look.
I have no need to turn around and say I use she, her when I have not decided that I'm not what I am. Just because you can't figure out what you want to be doesn't mean that I have to deal with your shit.
I think there should be a catch-all called extra special asshole. Hey, extra special asshole and I are going to lunch. You want in?
No.
God damn it.
Yeah,
But what if
Thank
you've
you
got
for the
2 or
warning.
3?
Where are you going so I can go anywhere but there?
Well, I think I would do something that was done, I want to say, in a basic training one or a person early in their duty station to where they're being told they have to carry a potted plant around to replace the oxygen they're wasting.
That works.
Mitch, you want to continue?
Sure. Former director of the HHS Office for Civil Rights, Roger Severino, believes HHS is guilty of compelled speech, correct? Adding that the agency has effectively replaced science and evidence with ideology and will likely use the mandates to target Christians.
Correct.
Oh, God, everyone wants to be part of their special oppressed group. I'm tired of this shit. Can't we just be fucking Americans for a little while? Jesus.
I
Yes.
wasn't even.
Works for me, but these ideologues are opposed to it. So
God,
I know.
I just want to come up with the joke or retort with the response. You said, "Can't we just be fucking Americans?" Well, what if I want to fuck a Mexican?
No, you can't
Or
be fucking
Only if they enter the country legally.
Yeah.
wait, you got a thing for 6? Does he know?
Brown chicken, brown cow.
Plausibly.
It
Oh, my.
absolutely will lead to targeting Christians because the Biden administration has made it abundantly clear that it prioritizes gender ideology over free speech and religious freedom rights, Severino said. How does that affect only Christians, you self-important tit?
It doesn't.
It really does.
It affects all of us.
It does.
Like I said, we're Americans. We should just be Americans first and put everything else aside until the West has completely unfucked itself.
I don't
Let's see.
think that's gonna
Severino
happen
pushed.
any lifetime soon.
What's that?
I don't think that's going to happen any lifetime soon.
Nor do
No,
I.
it's not.
Severino pushed that under the First Amendment, the HHS cannot compel people to speak falsehoods. It also cannot compel people to adopt as their own state-approved ideology, and the agency cannot require people of faith to deny their faith with their own lips. Agreed. People should be prepared to file lawsuits to indicate their free speech and religious liberty rights, and people of faith should flood HHS with religious accommodations requests and be prepared to defend themselves and their faith from this attack.
It's because the
No,
thing they're
you-
trying to do is actually based off an old KGB experiment from the 60s, because they learned that if you bombard human subjects with fear messages nonstop in 2 months or less, most of the subjects are completely brainwashed to believe the false message.
Yep.
It's the point that no amount of clear information they are shown to the contrary can change their mind.
Correct.
Because they're
Unless-
fucking fascists. They try to say we are.
See, this is where I have to agree with Harlan Ellison. Too bad he's dead. Everyone know who that is?
It sounds
Yes,
fair, but for for what they're doing, I have to go with the Norm Macdonald of.
No offense, but it sounds like some fucking commie gobbledygook.
Yeah, that for one thing. But no, now I'm thinking Norm Macdonald.
Harlan Ellison.
Harlan Ellison said that if you want to create a smart society, and I'm paraphrasing here, or basically, if you want to be smarter than most people, read the original Sherlock Holmes, the entire canon, because it deals in deductive logic. and it's basically, it teaches you how to think with entertainment, and that will help you to repel this kind of fear mongering, because if you're brought up with that kind of an example, you start to exercise it in your day-to-day life. You see the videos, the 30-second video pops up on social media, and they're like, oh, how dare this person do that? And then if you've read those kinds of books or that kind of stuff growing up, if you were entertained in that way, you start asking questions like, well, is there more video? Is there more context to the story? Do I have to form an opinion right now? And if I have to form an opinion right now, why do I have to form an opinion right now? No, I want to know more.
There's always more context.
Exactly.
Always.
But not everyone wants to see more context. They want to look at what they've got. Oh, I'm pissed off and I'm going to let the whole internet know about it.
That's why I have the 5-day rule.
What is it? The whole thing to where it's like, you should basically, when you're kind of looking into something, look into what goes against it and learn to debate that, so you can actually better strengthen your argument, so you actually have a better understanding of it.
Yes. A position left unchallenged cannot grow stronger.
No, but I have a much simpler solution to all of it. If it's on the internet, it's probably bullshit. That's my guiding light.
Well, the story recently in Georgia, the Leonard Cure, I think his name was. I finally got his last name right. Was shot and killed by I can't remember if it was a sheriff's deputy or what. I think it was a sheriff's deputy. He was speeding, and the sheriff's deputy was going to arrest him. Blah blah blah. And well, the initial video that they showed was, I think, 2 minutes long, and the whole video from the beginning of the incident until after the deputy shot him is 12.5 minutes long.
Oh yeah, the guy who had been wrongfully imprisoned and got
he was in prison for 16 years.
Yeah, because
Purportedly
all you have to
wrongfully
do is see it from pretty much of once he has him getting out of the car.
Yeah.
And like once you see that, it's like, yeah, he was justified. Granted, don't get me wrong, the cop was a little more hopped up than he should have been at the start, but
I agree.
Both of them escalated it further.
Yes. Well, the cop went. The cop. I don't know what the guy's deal was, why he was being evasive. But he was being evasive. But he did pull over in fairly short order too.
Yeah.
And then the cop went from 0 to screaming.
The thing that bothers me is that people keep bringing up that he was wrongly convicted for 16 years. It's like, okay, and
and that has nothing to do with this case.
Yeah.
Completely irrelevant to the circumstances of the shooting.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was a good shoot.
You were wrongly convicted, so you can never be guilty of any crime ever. Yeah. Okay, you didn't do that one, but you did this one. You're on video.
And he did other crimes before that.
Yeah, he was a career criminal beforehand.
And bear in mind, I hate cops. I think a badge and a paycheck for services rendered from the government is evidence of your guilt. Okay? And I'm saying this is a good shoot.
Yeah. No, I mean,
okay, understand that, because
so I don't fully agree with you in that whole thing, because I don't hate cops, but I do think they need to be held to an exponentially higher standard than they are.
Fair enough.
I do mean exponentially higher than they are.
Oh, I agree. Hiring standards need to be improved, for one, or raised enormously, because cops are fucking unhinged right now.
See, I will always say, I don't think all cops are bastards, but the nature of the job attracts people who want authority over other people. So the asshole rate is a lot higher in police than in, say, behind the McDonald's. You're going to get the kind of people who want to be police want that power over others most of the time. So there's going to be a lot higher incidence rate than any other, than like in a job that has no authority.
Right. I got one better for you. I got people that are attracted to management are usually ones who want power over others.
Yeah, there are going to be some who become a police officer because they genuinely want to help the community. I would say
Well,
those are in the minority.
Yeah,
I'd
it's
say
like
the majority want the power.
Yeah.
So I won't say all, but I will say most.
I can agree with that one because it kind of goes back to a saying that was done in the first. Oh God damn it! Jack Reacher movie that had Tom Cruise. That, well, I don't hate Tom Cruise as an actor. He was definitely cast as the wrong person for that one. But he talks about people that join the military. You know, you have some that'll do it because they want to get out of their area, or they're actually wanting to serve their country, do fucking continue a tradition, and then you still have those ones that they join the military or they join the police force because that's going to give them a legal way to kill someone.
Yep.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
To it.
No questions asked.
And bear in mind too, as much as I despise cops, I do try like hell to be fair in my assessments. I want to see the full video. I want to see. I don't think defund the police is a valid argument.
No, that's retarded.
It's a slogan.
Agreed.
And it's a stupid slogan. I mean, if you really want to, the fact of the matter is, government is not going to fix government, and that includes police. Police have an opportunity right now to try to be better than themselves and unfuck their profession, and they're not going to do it.
Well, that was like back when the whole thing for George Floyd happened. Like, you had majority of Americans and even majority of police being like, no, this was in the wrong. We need to do something. And then the whole Black Lives Matter thing hit. I can't breathe. And all that shit hit and shit got separated. It's like, no, you dumb motherfuckers. We were reaching the right place of having police officers be looked upon to where it's like they needed a restructuring and not restructuring, but I can't think of the word.
A revamp?
Yeah. Basically like a reformation in a way.
They do. We need serious police reform, and it comes in at least two parts. One, it comes in at least three parts. This happens to me a lot. For one thing, we need to raise the hiring standards. And to meet those raised hiring standards, we're going to have higher standards for training as well.
Oh, yeah.
So those go hand in hand. But in addition to that, we need to have, we need to re-engineer the way the public views the police and what the job of police is.
Well, yes, most definitely.
The law enforcement's mandate has to change as well.
Well, yeah, that's a whole problem with the like a reformation, basically, because that goes all the way up to the Supreme Court, to where they've said that they don't have to protect and serve, and it's like, right. I can get that too.
They have no duty.
Yes, and like,
I have no legal obligation to protect and serve. They have no legal obligation to protect you at all unless you are under a special relationship with them, essentially meaning if you're in custody. If they have taken you into custody, they're responsible for your safety. If they have not, then they can watch you being stabbed by a gang and do nothing until the gang's running away, because their legal
it's called the Summer of Love.
Legal obligation starts when the crime has been completed, not when the crime has started.
Right.
Well, that, and I do understand the whole thing of like, yes, they should be able to look out for their own safety, but it is that whole thing. It's to a point. Like, okay,
no, they signed up for this.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. Like, okay, look at. I live in Michigan, and so does Will. Depending on where you're at, there is a specific thing for being a concealed carry holder. So, like having a CPL, which I have, and I carry constantly. So when I get if I get pulled over, because I try to drive pretty conservatively, I would have to inform them that I am a concealed carry holder and I am carrying. Where I'm at, they can ask me if they can see my gun to make it safe. That's not a law. That's a departmental policy. I don't have to apply or oblige to that.
Right.
Because as soon as they kind of say, well, what about their safety? It's like, what about mine? How do I know you're not going to try to kill me with my own gun?
And write it off as a Clinton suicide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do I know you're not a Clinton voter?
Oof.
I know you're actually a full-fledged cop in this whole situation. I'm going out on the limb and trusting you.
Right. And again, have you seen the number of videos on YouTube and other social media outlets that demonstrate to a certainty that law enforcement cannot be trusted?
Yeah.
Oh,
There you have it. I mean, they'll swarm, harass, intimidate, and violate the rights of a guy just holding a camera on a sidewalk, for fuck's sake.
Shit, look at the shit in the UK. I know it's not our police, I get that.
Well,
But-
that's because they're not like they are subjects. They're not.
They're still the West, though. They're still the part of the Western world.
You know, and look at them. Like, remember the incident with the little girl that said you look like my gay aunt, if I'm not mistaken?
Gay Nana
And-
or something. Gay Nana.
Yeah.
He looks
Lesbian
like my yeah, my lesbian Nana. It's just like what?
Yeah, the
got all
girl was
offended by
autistic, and the lady cop arrested her for saying that.
Yeah.
That same lady
Well-
cop recently was shown on video going absolutely apeshit in a crowd, pepper spraying anyone who wasn't a cop.
Yeah.
Or there's another incident that I just saw where this woman isn't doing that. She's praying outside of an abortion clinic.
Yes.
And they're giving her the 3rd degree. What are you doing out here? Are you with any groups? No, I'm just praying. Like, I can't pray. Well, you're offending somebody. The fuck? I'm just sitting here praying, mind my business.
See,
You know?
the people of the West need a response team. Yes. We need someone that we can call for backup when the cops show up. Like I said, it's up to us, the people, to stand the police down.
Shit, another incident from the UK. Look, there's a guy that tweeted out like he had the gay flags all aligned in a Nazi symbol.
Hold on. We can actually go to one that was here to where majority of the gun control movement in the more modern area started. And that actually would be with like the quote unquote Black Panthers over in California.
Lord.
Because the police department wasn't doing the job as they were supposed to. They were shortchanging a lot of things. When it came to the black community, there were black individuals that were actually following the law, and they had long guns. That had, if it was a shot, like a break action shotgun, they had it broken in half with nothing loaded. All they did was they stood a distance away and they watched the police officers to make sure they actually did their job.
Yep.
They followed the laws entirely, and fucking law enforcement got pissy about it, and that's when the whole thing happened. Of we live in a society. Why do people need to carry guns? Because it's been shown police aren't doing what they're supposed to do.
Right. Wasn't it Joy Behar that said the black people got guns, then we'd see
That's
actual
because Joy Behar's fucking retarded.
Yes.
I just want to bring it up.
Sharon Osbourne.
I could have sworn with Joy Behar.
Isn't Sharon Osbourne down there? No, it's not Sharon Osbourne.
No.
It's Joy Behar. They look alike because they're both dying.
Damn.
They're both rotting flesh.
I'm pretty sure both of them made a deal with a long dead pagan god.
Maybe.
Hey, as a fellow undead rotten, do not ever say that those two people look like us, all right? You know, I'm very insulted by that.
They look like the undead you want to kill.
Okay, good.
Like the undead you probably should kill.
True. We are the undead you probably should kill. But
think about it. Between the Second Amendment, and we've already discussed what tyranny is and how many different places from which it can derive.
Yes.
And like I said, it's not exclusive to government. Thieves are tyrants, for example. Now, if you take the Second Amendment and combine it with the Ninth Amendment, then the people have the right to enforce law.
Shit. At one point, I do believe there is a clause that allows two people to literally kick out Congress, like just say fuck it, and reestablish and like declare new Congress. If I'm not mistaken. Like there is a clause or an amendment that says we can do that.
I'm not sure if there's an amendment, but there's one of the problems we have in this country is that to To remove an elected representative is too inefficient a process.
Yeah.
We need a more efficient way to do it, and we need to be able to do it between terms or between voting cycles, and to put someone else in almost immediately if we can. We need to have an efficient way to do that is not handled by Dominion voting systems, by the way.
I want paper ballots back.
Well, no one's ever told me why we needed voting systems to be internet accessible.
Yeah. Well, then
No
again,
one
that's
can
like,
explain that to me. How does that make me pressing this button or that button any more effective?
Well, Mitch, it's also like the whole thing of like, why does like our power companies and that, why is their shit on the internet, especially ones that are governmentally maintained and everything?
Right.
Like, why the hell are they they should be on a separate grid?
Yes, they should.
Yeah. All right. I'm wait a minute. I really wanted to get to the Smiter for the Lord, and we're going down that rabbit hole.
And
I
Mitch,
really
I'm going to stay with the Michael Myers one in connection to the one that you're using for your.
Oh, my fake rumors.
I was like, I know I've got a Michael Myers somewhere. There we go.
Because I AI swapped my face onto Donald Pleasance there.
Nice. I did a good job in that movie.
All right. Mr. Catspringer, could you read this one for me? The first one.
I don't have the link, but if you send me the link,
That's the first one. It's in the private chat.
Oh no, I get it. Unless
I joined the private chat after it was sent.
Yeah.
So
because he joined after T posted it, he can't see it. So.
Yeah, it's fucking weird.
A French
It's not
nun
weird.
was seen
It's
tackling
just
an
that
environmental
when-
protester outside the construction of a new religious center in what quickly became a viral online video.
Oh, I
On
love this
Saturday, members of the equal group Let's Miss Retarded, because I don't care to pronounce the rest of their name properly, which turned into Friends of the Village, more should be Friends of the Retards, or attempted retards, attempted to protest the building of a new religious complex in St. Pierre something or other. Foreign. The construction was surrounded by a group of nuns from the missionary family de Notre Dame, forming a human chain around the area to stop the activists. Altercations reportedly began in the early morning, leading to one of the sisters tackling a protester who was running with what appeared to be building materials to the ground, while other protesters stomped on piping materials. I didn't expect that, co-president of the Association for Future blah blah whatever told public broadcast channel France 3. I expected the nuns to be a little reasonable for public order. The problem is that the religious people decided to resort to violence. I was attacked 3 times by 5 people who snatched me, who wanted to throw me out. They decided to protect the site with their actions and their bodies.
You know what? There's a thing to remember here. The nuns aren't about to be the ones to start the fight, but you push them, they can throw down.
You need to throw you need to throw that into chat for anyone who can't see it.
All right, I had that on loop earlier this week.
I'll put the link in chat.
Like
Or will I?
You need to brighten your day. It is great.
Wait. That's what you play my black. Wait. Look how you just right. Well, come on, Grandma comes out of nowhere. He's running. He's going in like a fucking linebacker. God bless that one. That was blessed by
You know how cold it has to be to shatter PVC like that?
Yeah, it was the nuns resorting to violence, not the people the nuns were trying to stop, who are already smashing pipes and construction materials. Yeah.
Yeah, who are already engaged in theft.
Yeah.
Yes.
I keep saying nuns are scary.
Angela, I think that's more. You had a Catholic upbringing, and
I mean,
rulers are dangerous.
be glad they didn't have like a good aluminum meter stick.
Yeah.
Pretty sure one of them would have really hurt.
I was not
being-
raised Catholic, by the
Being
way.
in France, that definitely would have had, it would have been a meter stick and not a yardstick.
You know what?
Yeah,
Bringing back
Those
swords.
nuns that had rulers, nobody in the crowd would have gotten out of order.
Screw
See, so
rulers,
look-
man. Bring back the swords, and people will start to behave better.
They will.
I mean, honestly, we do need to go back to more of the fuck around and find out.
Yes.
Well, he fucked around and the nun, he's ran the fuck out.
Maybe it's just me, but it seems to me that people were less retarded when we could call each other retards.
Well, it was not only that, to kind of quote, I think it was Mike Tyson, people didn't talk as much shit when they get punched in the face in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes that punch in the face is metaphorical.
Wait a minute. Sorry.
It's
Look at his face. Look at that face. That's the face of I fucked up.
It's the agony of defeat.
To continue on, following the confrontation, the nuns resumed a more peaceful stance, singing while blocking the surrounding protesters. Approximately 10 police officers were also in the area, and the bitches did nothing. Sorry about that.
Oh wow!
According to the environmentalist group, the construction threatens several rare plant species that have not been properly protected. Eat a dick, bitch.
All right, so really quick, Rod. All right, I get you want to protect the plant species, but that's not how you do it. I'm pretty sure there's a legal process you can go through to at very get an injunction. I'm sure that shit. I don't know if their law has an injunction for that type of stuff.
Well, I mean, 10 to 1, if anything, they probably could have went the route that would have happened in the U.S., which would have been a whole thing of eminent domain, which is fucking bullshit to me.
But again, plants, people over plants, like they have the right to build their stuff there. They got the permits. They got all the shit that you may not. It's like the fucking pipeline that was going to go through like sacred land.
The code access pipeline.
There it is. Oh, it's going through sacred land, but it was only sacred when we started building the fucking pipe.
Seen how they actually go through when the pipelines are done? Like, they do a damn good job at putting it back to the way it was.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the people protesting that did far more destruction.
Oh yeah, have you seen these
to
motherfuckers when they
the
leave this
local ecosystem?
I was gonna say, you mean all the trash
anything.
and
Yeah.
They always
Oh, it was
do.
worse than just the trash. Oh, the trash was the minor part, but it was horrendous what they did. I mean, compared to what the oil company was doing, which was nothing.
I'm about to put this as my background. This whole little section here is him realizing he fucked. No, this is when he realized he fucked up. Like when he was going down, yeah, I'm about to eat dirt. This reminds me of my high school days.
It was at this moment he knew he fucked up.
Thank you, Rod.
That wasn't me.
Will, was you?
That was Morgan Freeman.
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Thank you, Mr. Catspringer, for that one. You are a gentleman and a scholar.
I have my moments.
But go ahead, Rod. Let's finish it up because I don't know if I want to do an asshole story or Dear Prudence.
There is Rosita of jackfruit noted by the French Biodiversity Office, and it is not in the environmental study on which the perfect relied to restart the construction. They do not have the authorization to destroy habitats of protected species, Retard added. The construction of the project originally began in December 2018 with plans to construct a I don't know that. Basilia, that court would hold 3,500 people. Since then, construction has faced significant backlash from environmental organizations, including several demonstrations halting the process. By June 2020, activists installed a zone to defend a ZAD, that'd be ZTD, not ZAD, around the area, eventually leading to construction being halted by October of that year. However, construction resumed in 2022, allowing additional environmental studies in the area, or following additional environmental studies in the area. The Mission family of Notre Dame and Foreign didn't immediately respond for comment.
And Foreign.
Again, if they would have just allowed the construction to go through, it had been constructed, you know, people over plants.
But they have to go out and make a name for themselves by saving the planet.
You're not saving the planet, you're pissing people off.
They ain't saving shit.
Like Jet Stop Oil, they're not bringing people to their cause, interrupting people's fun, you know, fucking with people, you know, enjoyment, stopping people from getting to hospitals with their kids who may be sick and dying. You're not bringing people to your cause. You're pissing more people. People are going to start spiting you. Oh, well, these cunts don't want me idling for like 20 minutes. I'm just going to sit here and fucking idle. You know, you're making more enemies than friends.
Well, that's like the one dude who turned his sports car around and pointed the exhaust directly at the guy sitting on the
Oh,
yeah,
and then started revving his engine.
Like you guys aren't. You catch more flies with honey than shit, as the saying goes.
Vinegar, but yes.
You know, you don't want. What's the word I'm looking for?
I mean, you ever seen shit out in the wild? That's usually covered by a lot of flies.
Go to hell, you know what I mean?
Yep.
But
that's why Angela corrected you with that it's supposed to be you catch more flies with honey than vinegar.
All right, well, okay.
Although apple cider vinegar catches lots of fruit flies.
That's true.
But
that's like, because they're attracted to that which ferments.
Yeah, but my saying is...
I just typically can't be around any of it because fucking vinegar makes me nauseous.
Really? I didn't know that.
Really? My doctor says caffeine makes me nervous.
I heard it was caffeine makes you anxious.
Actually, caffeine makes me happy. I think my doctor's a prick.
Caffeine apparently makes you paranoid, but okay.
Who told you to say that?
Hey, I'm not paranoid. They started that rumor to discredit me.
Remember, it's not paranoia if they actually are out to get you.
Yes.
It's caution. All right, I know what I'm gonna do. We have not done a Dear Prudence in a hot minute. So let's go to our friends at Slate.
Oh boy.
I know. And I have quite a few. So I'm going to list off some titles. I'm going to list off some titles, and you guys can pick which one we should read.
Oh
Ready?
Boy, it's Christmas.
Help! My stepdaughter has been cruel to me for years. Now she wants me to be her nanny. That's the first one. That's one.
Now she wants me to be her what?
Her nanny.
Okay, I was trying to figure out why she wanted her to be her name. So, thank you for clarifying that.
Option 2. Help! My husband is. I left my husband for the guy next door. Now my neighbors feel betrayed. Option 3.
Yeah, probably the wife of the guy next door for sure.
Option 3. My straight friend keeps complaining that she wishes she was gay.
Then do gay
Have you thought that maybe you're the reason why?
All right, wait, I got at least 4 more. Help! My brother was a conservative troll. Now he wants me to help his wedding. With his wedding.
Yeah.
6. I gave my stepdaughter a handmade baby quilt. She's furious. My husband interprets. Yeah, I gave my stepdaughter a handmade baby quilt.
Oh, baby.
She's
quilt.
furious. Yes.
So a blanket. Gotcha.
Yep.
That one threw me off at first. So I'm like, a handmade what?
Oh,
quilt.
My husband interprets every little thing as evidence of an affair.
Affair.
Well, then who you fucking?
Your husband is having an affair.
I mean, so far for majority of them, it's just like, I got to go with what Terry said should have been done on the corner. You know, you hand them that brochure that says, so you found out you're retarded. Now what?
All right, what do you actually read?
Just how many situations?
The baby quilt, please.
I'm
yeah,
almost
that
partial
one
to
seems.
hearing the one of my stepdaughter hates me. Now she wants me to be her nanny.
I'll read
that,
both of them.
That or the my brother is an uber conservative. Now he wants me to help plan his wedding. Because I'm guessing that one is like the person's either gay or really like metrosexual type things. So like, you're into all that frilly shit. I don't know. I want to make this good for my wife or my fiance, you know, who I love.
All right, okay. We'll do baby quilt. We'll do
I mean, all the others is just like, you're a retard.
Conservative brother, and we'll do. Wait a minute. What? 303 not found? What? What was the other one I read?
While he's trying to, it's like that's almost as bad as the one chick they put her in a couple things to where, you know, she's got a
Rotten, what was the other one that you wanted?
I believe the nanny.
The nanny one.
Yeah, it was the
funny.
nanny.
The nanny and the professor.
Be either of those two.
All right, let me pull them up, and so I can.
The whole leaving your husband for your neighbor would be funny, but it's just like, you're a dumbass who thought you could trade up, and now things aren't going the way you expected.
Yep.
Like, that one's self-explanatory.
Putting them in the chat so everybody can see.
But while he's talking about that, have any of you seen I've seen 2 videos of it so far. So this woman, I know she's got a septum piercing. She's blonde. She's got tatted arms, and she is more muscular. And she's basically bitching of how she can't find guys. And in one of them, she brings up the fact that she can't be with guys that she can outlift or out-eat. And it's just like, girl, I'm going to tell you right now, it's not any of that shit. It's your fucking attitude.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, you're not a bad-looking woman. Main reason why you're not happy is because the guys you want to date don't want to date you. And the guys that are willing to date you don't want to turn into the guys you want to date because you have a shitty attitude.
All right. Okay, first one up. Help. I gave my stepdaughter a handmade baby quilt. She's furious.
Bitch retarded.
All right. Dear Prudence, I learned to quilt from my aunt, and I treasure every moment we had together doing it. My adult stepdaughter always been very distant despite all my efforts, so when she announced her pregnancy, I thought a baby quilt would be the perfect gift, and I even contacted her mother-in-law to see if she had any old clothes from her son. Sadly, there had been a fire at their childhood home, and it burnt to the ground. My husband and his then wife had to replace everything. I did include what I thought was her favorite animal, since she has dozens of them as decor. I gave it to her at the baby shower and explained the meaning behind the work. Everyone there loved it and told me how thoughtful it was. Well, a few weeks later, my stepdaughter sent me an email lambasting me for quilting. I went behind her back by contacting her mother-in-law, and I had no sense of boundaries because I should have asked her if she even wanted the quilt from me. And I obviously didn't know her at all if I thought the animal I put on the quilt was her favorite. I was very hurt and apologized to her for the sake of my husband and asked for the quilt back. I ended up donating it to a church raffle. Then the worst happened. The baby was stillborn. Oh, God.
Oh, shit.
My stepdaughter asked for the quilt back so the baby could be buried with it. Then I told her it was gone. She exploded. It was so bad I didn't attend the funeral out of fear of provoking a scene. Damn, this was several years ago, and I genuinely tried to move on and just leave the relationship alone. She is pregnant again, and I'm getting pressured from my husband to make another quilt.
Nope.
The thought turns my stomach. I have never done anything to earn her ire other than marry her father after her mother died. Damn. And they had been divorced for a long time. It took me a good long while to even quilt again. God damn it. This is fucked up shit.
I mean, shit, this could be an am I the asshole thing, and quite literally it is a no, she is not the asshole. Honestly, no, she shouldn't make a quilt, and she should tell her husband, like, look, I got mad shit for that one, and because I asked for it back, because she got pissed about it and then donated it so someone else could plausibly use it. She got pissed when she couldn't have it then. Like, I ain't doing shit for her. Like,
she sounds like an entitled bitch.
She is. There's no...
Yes. The funny thing is, I went and read the Prudence response, and it lines up pretty well with what I was thinking. Give her a fucking gift certificate through the mail.
Yeah.
Wow.
Don't make her another quilt for the new baby.
Oh no, that would be stupid. Don't do that.
Send her a fucking gift card in the mail and
send her a gift
just
card.
Avoid her.
No, send her a gift card of $1.
There you go. There.
Now, here's one thing with that is, husband's smoking something that either isn't legal or shouldn't be. But now, obviously they've got a strained relationship, and daughter is
vengeful,
hyper entitled,
a bitch.
Yeah, that's a good
what...
start for her. But here's the thing: if the daughter came to her and said, basically, hey, I'm sorry about how I acted about the whole quilt thing. You were right, and I'd appreciate it if you would be willing to make one.
Yeah,
for this baby. That'd be something different. Then you're like, hey, throw your heart into that quilt then. But just because hubby thinks
the daughter asking for it, the stepdaughter got pissed off about not having it back, or it's like when she wanted to bury the stillborn, and the husband's the one pressuring it. It's like, you've already gotten to this point there. You've basically burned that bridge. Ain't no sense of fucking trying to rebuild it. Use the wood you would to make a bridge and make yourself a sailboat.
Yep.
Yep. And get the fuck over it.
No.
And then drink
a race car.
And then drink mojitos on it while you wave at her. Have fun, bitch.
Fuck right off. Bye bye. But again, the stepmom seems like it was something meaningful to her. It was handmade, and she went with
something handmade that actually takes at least a little bit of skill and talent. Takes a lot of time, so it's going to take a lot of effort into it. So she did something.
She put significant thought into it.
Yeah, she put significant thought into it, and that whole thing to basically have it be. She got berated.
Thrown back in her face.
Thrown back in her face. So she took it. She did do a kind of an Indian gift type of thing, and took it back. And then when she donated to someone else who would appreciate it, most likely, at least hopefully, with it being the church and that whole thing, that because she couldn't use it then, she got berated again. Why the fuck are you going to go for round 3?
Yeah, no.
Exactly.
So
I wouldn't even give her a gift card. I've been the one to send her a thing in the mail that just says congratulations.
Yeah, really. The thing is, once you send her that gift card, she's gonna message you back being like, "That's it. What about a quilt?"
Yeah, no. What you do?
And that's where the fuck you start.
No, you make her a quilt, but it's just a giant middle finger.
Oh,
but Sean has it right. She didn't want the quilt, but it's good enough to bury the baby in.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? You know what I think? I think she knew that the quilt had been given away and was just trying to start even more shit.
Probably.
She does sound like a shit star.
To the stepdaughter, in the words of Johnny Hellcat, have you tried not being a total bitch?
Wait a minute. I finally got banished.
What?
All right.
I have
How long
no
it's taking him?
You blacked up the spelling tier. You've put everyone expect for the OP.
These things.
Good how.
Hey, I'm just saying you blacked up the spelling.
Wow.
I'm sorry. That is just too goddamn funny to me.
There we go.
I just
There we
now
go.
read this thing on the bottom about the James Colley scale, measuring how much of an asshole someone is.
Much better.
How many times have you been on this show, Mitch?
I don't. This is life, man. But it kind of reminds me of this invention I have.
What?
It's an asshole detector. See, the way it works is you press the button, and if you're in the presence of an asshole, the light comes on. I've been using it as a flashlight myself.
Oh.
Your flashlight probably be cheaper, but this is just way more fun.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. Next one.
Like for most of us, it wouldn't work because like wouldn't matter who was around. We press it and they always go off. So we'd just be like,
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
All right. I like that one too.
I tried to find a way to put it in there because I know Terry's the one who brought that up for me, so I had to make sure it got in there.
Yeah.
Okay. Second one. Help. My stepdaughter has been cruel to me for years. Now she wants me to be her nanny. I've been married 10 years and together for 13. My stepdaughters, Gracie and Nikki, are 28 and 25 respectively. Gracie and I have a good relationship while her sister can barely be civil toward me. As a teenager, Nikki treated me as her own personal maid, chauffeur, and chef. She has zero respect. Hold on a sec. She has zero respect and would stomp off screaming if asked to demonstrate any. Okay. I took a lot of walks when she and had her friends drop in without warning. There was one memorable incident where she threw a plastic glass at my head when, after she came in crying that she was hungry and needed her laundry done, I pointed at the kitchen and told her to help herself. She was 16 at the time. And yes, both girls have been in therapy on and off since before I met my husband. Nikki never took anything from it.
Okay, before I was 16, I could cook. I'd have figured out laundry. She's a dumb, spoiled bitch.
Yep.
Right, I was cooking when I was 13, man. I may not cook like Michelin star meals, but I could fix a fucking hot dog.
We were cooking and doing laundry by 10.
Yeah. Shit, I was shopping. I was going to the market for my grandmama when I was like 10.
I'm using the restroom real quick. I'll explain to you the first meal, the first full course meal I actually ever made, and the aftermath of it when I get back.
All right. After then, never took anything from it other than that I was an easier punching bag than either of her parents or her sister. I have tried to take the high road over several sneers, insults, and sheer rudeness, but I hit my limit when Nikki got engaged. My parents both gave Gracie and Nikki over $1,000 for their wedding. Gracie was gracious and thanked my parents in a toast. Nikki cashed in the check but didn't bother to invite them at all. That's a bitch.
What the
I paid my parents back and let Nikki have it. She insisted she did nothing wrong. It was a gift and it was her special day. So there. I called her a monstrous brat and never expected anything and to never expect anything from me again. My husband didn't want to go to the wedding without me, but I made him go alone. I avoided being around Nikki as much as possible, and it is fairly easy as we all live locally. I have a very close relationship with Gracie and her two children. Gracie is a freelancer and her child care needs are chaotic, while my work is more flexible. I often watch her children. Nikki has announced her pregnancy and is graciously offering to bury the hatchet with me if I become her unpaid personal nanny. I would be.
No,
Wait, listen.
no, hell no, hell to
Fuck
the
no.
nose squared.
Wait. It gets better. I would be required to drive 45 minutes to her house every day to take care of her baby. Nikki doesn't want the baby anywhere but at her house. So, hell will freeze over before I do that. My husband thinks this is an olive branch. I think it is just Nikki deciding she wants something and that she deserves it no matter what. So, what should I do?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to go with this one because it kind of needs to be done someday. Hail to the no. To the no, no.
Hail to the no.
No,
The baby.
I think it's like that meme where the guy says, "That's bait," because this Nikki cunt knows that the original writer is going to do something differently than she wants, and that'll be an excuse for a whole new argument.
Oh yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Harry?
Yep. In simplest terms, Nikki can go fucking ugly, pissed off pine cone.
Yes. Exactly.
Rodney, you said like don't build a bridge, use that motion sailway. She needs to do that immediately.
Terry,
her fucking husband
stop
needs to grow a pair.
insulting perfectly good cunts out there. He's worse. No, Nikki wants the re-babysitting by her standards, and considering everything else we're
Because
told
she
about
doesn't-
her, probably bait for more attacks on
On the stepmom.
It's bait
on
from
stepmom.
stepmom.
She is.
She doesn't see the stepmom as a person. She sees her as someone who's just supposed to do what she wants. She sees her as a servant. It's almost a reverse Cinderella thing.
Nikki is a sociopath who needs
Nikki's a bitch.
therapy, but
And I'm looking at it's like my parents did a lot of watching my nephew for my brother and sister-in-law who both have jobs, and especially when he was younger, before school age and everything, he was over at my parents' house every single day, but he was over at my parents' house every single day.
They were considerate.
My dad's parents never watched me, or like rarely ever watched me. Almost never watched my brother because we're of different fathers and that whole thing. But they took, my two cousins all the goddamn time, regardless of what they were going to be doing.
All right, so this is what I've learned. Now, using myself as the example, I spent more time with my grandparents than I did with my mother. Not to say my mother wasn't around. Like, I lived with my mother. But every weekend I was down at my grandmother's, my grandparents' place.
Your mother was working to make a living, but she wasn't trying to pawn you off on your grandparents, and your grandparents were willing to help.
There it is.
Bingo.
And Gracie seemed to understand that. She's been nice, kind of like the OP, the writer, seems like I don't mind helping Nikki because her job and everything she's go through, she really just needs some assistance. Perfect sense.
And she appreciates it.
Yeah, she's very appreciative.
The one daughter that she actually gets along with, because they have an actual thing in that, and that whole thing, like she's not expected to go. The OP is not expected to go above and beyond because that's what's demanded.
Yeah. Nikki, on the other hand, you gotta come to my house and you gotta be at my house with my baby. Fuck what you gotta do. fuck if you got a life. I want you at my
10
place.
to 1, she'll also probably be like, wait a minute, you mean you didn't go out and buy this for my child?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, your baby needed formula, so why didn't you go buy it? It's your baby. Well, you should have went out and got it. Your baby need diapers.
That's
You didn't
why
bring
it's
any?
your baby.
Yeah.
But going back to the whole thing, like when she pointed at the kitchen because the chick said she was hungry and her laundry needed to get done, whatnot. The first full course meal I ever actually made was steaks, medium rare, for myself, my father, my mother, and my brother. Baked potatoes and corn on the cob. I waited an hour before like an hour and a half, almost 2 hours before I ate. And when my parents got home, they could tell I was visibly pissed because it had been almost 6 hours since I cooked. And granted, I did that all on a charcoal grill, or for the majority of it. Come to find out, my brother got speared in the back while playing football. They had a viable reason. And quite literally, when they told me that, I was like, well, okay, I understand that.
Pick up a phone.
One of you couldn't call. Like, I kind of gave him that look, and
Takes 2 seconds.
My dad kind of had that look at what he got. And the funniest thing about the whole thing was afterwards, because like I went off to go to like my bedroom and just like be like, is my brother okay? Yes, okay. I'm still pissed. I'm still pissed because like I deserved a phone call.
Yes, you did.
In that whole situation, like, yeah, and they admit like we fucked up. And that whole thing, but afterwards, apparently my dad told my mom, he's just like, kid makes a damn good steak. like he was like, my dad was after. It's like, I'm not pissed. It's like I'm not pissed at what happened. I'm pissed at the jackass that speared his brother, and that whole thing because we missed a damn good dinner.
All right. Last one for the night, and then we'll do the shells and shit. All right. Help. My brother was a conservative troll. Now he wants my help with his wedding.
On. Was there anyone else, since I basically chose two, that wanted one of the other ones?
Oh, yeah, sure.
No, I'm good with this one.
Oh, wait a minute. Newly divorced sister keep dumping her kids to go party.
What?
I want to read that one.
Okay.
All right.
I just wanted to make sure it's not like I'm pushing.
I'm totally flexible.
Yeah.
That's not what the ex-wife said.
Probably not as much as you used to be.
I'm
gotta
pretty
take what
darn
she's-
inflexible, but that's cripple life.
You got to take what she says with a grain of salt since I've never been married.
Oh.
Say,
I'm just saying you're probably not as flexible as you used to be.
if you're talking to my
She's a lying whore
ex-wife-
from the outset.
if you're talking to my ex-wife, you got to take it with an entire salt truck.
I mean, let's be
Plus a
honest.
bag or
How
three.
many of us are as flexible as we used to be?
Oh, God, no.
No.
Oh, hell
No, I have learned that gatekeeping is a valid thing.
Oh, yeah.
Help. My newly divorced sister keeps dumping her kids to go party.
Give us a link.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry about that one. Putting it up.
Lock your door.
That's for
Keep your sister out of my house.
I mean, goddamn.
That's who told me that shit
I
was her
have slight
sister.
experience on this one as well.
Find out the next time she's planning to go party and plan to be out of the house 20, 30 minutes before
Before
she
she
shows
can
up.
show up.
All right, y'all.
Well, let's see where she's dumping her kids first.
Okay, y'all have it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. My sister is going into her hard party post-divorce phase and thinks nothing of dumping her 3 kids on family and disappearing for hours on end. She will ignore her phone and is always late picking them up. One weekend, our parents were out of town, so my sister decided to pull her disappearing act on me. The baby was sick, so she begged me to watch them for the afternoon. I relented and warned her that I had to get up very early for a work trip. By 10 p.m., I was fed up and called my ex-brother-in-law to come pick up the kids and told him I didn't know where my sister was. All hell broke out after that. My sister was furious with me, and she told me that I wanted to ruin her life because her ex is going to use this against her.
And he should.
You reap what you sow, bitch.
I was gonna say he should get custody of those kids.
Yup.
Yeah.
With,
if all she's doing is ditching him with family to go party, she should not have them.
Yep. I told her to stuff it where the sun doesn't shine. What kind of mom goes
your ass?
What kind of mom goes out and party when they have a sick kid at home? I wasn't about to miss work and potentially lose my job because she wants to bar crawl and pick up randos. Now my other sister.
There is one kind of mod that occasionally might go out and party when they have a sick kid at home, and that's one that has a husband who's like, you need a night out with your girlfriends, I'll watch the kids. I know this one's sick, I'll watch the kids. You go out, you have a good time with your girlfriends, come home safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's fine. You go out, have your fun with your friends and your party.
Well, even if it's the whole thing of like the single mom, you could still have that if you're like, if it was that whole thing of like, look, it's been a long while. I need to go out and have some and basically blow off some steam. It's understandable, but she's always doing it
every weekend.
Yeah, it's a different animal.
Yeah.
I went out when I got divorced, but I went out on the days that he had visitation.
Well, that almost sounds responsible.
That is how you plan going out when you're divorced. You know?
Angela,
right.
You need to stop. You're sounding like a good mother.
Oh, Lord. We're not about good mothers here. Oh, God. No. Oh, Lord.
I thought good mothers were okay. It was those fathers we had issues with.
No.
Whatever.
He's black, so it's
No.
only single mothers and absent parents.
Yeah, you know, I gotta get my priorities wrong.
He's got to figure out what cigarettes he's got to go get whenever he finds out he has a kid. Although nowadays, is it going to be that he doesn't? Is it really going to be that they go out for cigarettes or they go out for vapes?
No, I'm allowed for milk.
There's always the alternative of going out for milk.
Like, I'll be right back, baby. I'm just gonna go out and get some milk for the next 50 years.
Yeah, watch this. It turns out her and her kid are both lactose intolerant. So it's like, the fuck you going out for milk for, bitch?
Oh my God.
All right. Let me finish this up. It's only a short little bit. Now my other sister and I refuse to babysit at all, which leaves our parents in the lurch for all childcare. So they are very unhappy and pressuring me to relent and apologize because my sister is suffering the stress as a single mom.
No, she's not. She's
wow.
a bitch.
Amazing. She decided to have kids and
let
has
him
to
get through
take
this
care
last
of them.
2 sentences. This is fucking perfect. Seriously.
Wait a minute. I say this is what she signed up for. And if she is going to abuse the village, she loses the village. What am I to do from here? Nothing at all. Stay the course.
Stay the course.
Right?
Yeah.
Literally, I love the fact that it says, "Dear no more." If you abuse the village, you lose the village is a great saying.
That was
so many letters. It's like, that is very well done. Now, the reason why it's like when Tier Brother was like, holy fuck, basically I have an understanding of this. I have a cousin that he's been married twice. I don't know if he's actually finally divorced with his second wife, because in the state of Michigan, it costs him money to try to file for divorce, but it costs the wife nothing. Why Michigan does that? I don't.
That's ridiculous.
Know. I agree with you in that whole situation. Now
that violates the Equal Protection Clause of the U.S. Constitution.
But Michigan's fucking retarded when it comes to a lot of things. In that whole situation, because she's younger than him. I mean, he's older than I am, and she's younger than I am. in that whole situation. They want to say that like he went at like that, he was basically like robbing the cradle when she pursued him, but after the child got to a specific age, she realized she still wanted to go out and party in that whole thing, which is what's been causing the whole thing to like he's been like just fucking filed for divorce and I'll sign it. His former wife is a much worse story. To go one step further, it was actually the opposite in a way for what happened with my brother. My brother, so my mother and his father got a divorce because he had a major problem. He had a major drug and alcohol problem. So there was a point my brother had told my father and my mother that he did not want to go with his dad because he did not know where he was going to end up. He might not always end up at his grandparents' house on his dad's side. He might end up with his quote unquote dad's friends who he doesn't know who they are.
All right, I think
his grandmother and me do not get along, but his family has a fucking history of having issues with alcohol.
We have time for one more because, yeah. All right. Help! My stray friend keeps complaining that she wishes she was gay.
Oh my god.
Then do gay things. Jesus.
Want me to read?
No,
you want someone?
Yeah,
else?
go ahead and read. Go ahead and read.
I am a gay woman, and one of my closest friends, Sally, is a straight woman. We are both approaching 30, yet she is persistent in doing incredibly annoying thing that I always associate with immature teenage girls. Every time a man lets her down or does something sexist, she complains bitterly about how she wishes she was gay. Every time.
Oh my god.
I had to add that.
You did.
She just now sent me a lengthy voice note complaining about the last awful guy she hooked up with and the terrible things he said, and felt the need to tell me how she and her other female friend were talking and wondering, I quote, "Do you think if we just hate men enough, we could become gay?"
Jesus.
No.
Well, it's
No,
where it
that's
starts for a
that's
lot
how
of
you
them.
become feminist.
Isn't that almost the same difference these days?
Yeah.
It's very close.
Close enough.
Prudy, I'm so done with this. 1, I do not hate men. It has nothing to do with me loving women. That's really sexist. That's a really sexist and homophobic stereotype. 2, I've dated some pretty terrible women before meeting my amazing wife, which Sally knows, so I don't know why she thinks gay dating is great. 3,
Yeah, have you ever noticed how catty women can be?
Oh yeah.
I'm just going to interject and say it's a fucking joke. Just relax. Stop taking it so seriously. She's just frustrated that a relationship didn't work out, and she's saying,
because she
"Wouldn't
has
it be
shit
nice
taste
if I
in
didn't
men.
have to deal with men?" That is it. Don't get your panties in a twist.
Yeah,
It's not
she's
that
pissed
big.
off.
Actually,
That she
it's-
has,
Well, don't get your boxers in a twist.
Don't get your lesbian panties in a twist.
try not
No,
to get
here we go. This
too much
is the
force.
question Sally is trying to get answered so that she can consider her options.
Why are you gay?
Oh wow.
You are gay.
Thank you, my friend. That was a good one.
Oh my God!
Wow.
I'm just having
You
fun
are
doing the stupid voice for no reason. 3, homophobic discrimination has made my life hell.
Sure, it
Oh,
has.
Lord.
While Sally spent her teenage years having fun dating and being able to bring boyfriends home, I was busy keeping my feelings secret, hating myself, and ultimately being sent to an evangelical conversion camp by my abusive parents. My parents cut me off and left me financially destitute after I was not successfully converted to heterosexuality.
Crimea River.
There's a lot
Okay.
of talk about discrimination at work, at the bank, harassment, but at this point, Sally knows all of this because I've talked to her about it at length.
You're not
No,
experiencing
being gay
any
isn't some kind of
workplace
easy fix for
discrimination
dating
because
them.
of this. None. Not
Not
a
modern
bit.
day.
Like,
Absolutely
okay, if her
ain't
parents cut her off
happening.
financially, that was their choice. If they did it strictly for the fact that she's gay, that's pretty retarded.
I'm talking
Yeah.
about her thing of discrimination at work, at the bank crash. That is not happening at work, and everybody knows it. And girl, I'm pretty sure you still hate yourself. So
She's
So
one of
move
those
along.
self-hating lesbians.
Ugh, I hate those.
Wow.
But why is she gay?
doesn't take a lot of reading between the lines to realize that the author of this is not happy, and Sally is just her excuse to the public at this point. She's still not happy.
Right.
She just wants the bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Sally's just
And
her
Sally
schizophrenic
gives her a
episode.
convenient reason that she can point to say, this is why I'm unhappy, and it's not Sally's fault.
I don't know. There's an element here that makes me question that. Because she says in the letter, she signs it as loving a woman is not the same as hating men.
No, that's true.
So that makes me think she's conscious enough, or at least self-aware enough to know that being a lesbian doesn't mean you have to hate men.
I think she's just getting to the point where, like Terry was saying, she's taking the joke too far, and the whole thing, because she's getting sick of hearing it. That it's like, okay, once or twice is funny, but this is your thing for everything. For fuck's sake, it's not funny anymore.
Yeah.
It's her shit.
And because of that, she's also using this to dump all of her emotional issues.
Maybe.
Or at least a good majority of them. Or they just happened to spill over as she was writing.
I think
that's possible, but she also does come across as well adjusted.
To a point.
Because
to me,
of that sign off.
Yeah.
To me, it'd be like me getting mad at Jack for the stupid living thing joke that he does every corner. It's like, yeah, it's annoying, but it doesn't. It's not worth fighting over. Just accept that he's going to do an annoying thing every now and then, and
yeah,
move on with your life.
But it's that whole thing of like, for her, it's she knows most likely her friend has shitty taste in men.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or because like she goes for the wrong ones. So she knows this is just going to come up, and she's anticipating. And she's just like, "Will this fucking bitch learn and stop being an insane retard?"
Yeah. That would
Well,
be
yeah. When you boil it right down, she needs to tell her friend, "Look, if you're unhappy with your choices, make different choices."
That's why I think
really what it comes down.
My favorite one that I ever saw to where as a woman told her female friend, she's like, "Alls I ever attract is fuckboys," and she goes, "No." Her friend says, "You are a beautiful woman. You attract all types of men, all types of great men potentially. You choose fuckboys."
Yep.
That is correct.
Yeah.
That's the thing, I've known women my whole life, and the ones that complain about men being pigs, blah 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 blah, whatever. They're always the ones who meet a guy in a bar, get together with him, he disappoints her, so she goes back to the bar to meet another one. Change your fucking methods.
That or because of like how Tinder has been. They're like, "Oh, well, I can meet this guy, and he's definitely going to be different. It's not going to be for a hookup."
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
You don't meet men on.
You don't go to strange
You don't
places.
meet
to meet strange
decent
men.
women on Tinder either. I mean,
No, you don't meet decent people anywhere, but you at the same time you meet them everywhere. You just have to. If all you ever meet is shit, then you got to learn to sort out the shit.
pretty
You
much.
got to start discriminating.
It's kind of like the old saying for police interactions. If every cop you deal with is an asshole, are you sure it's not you?
Kind of. I mean, look, I've chosen to be single for the rest of my life. The
That's a
reason for that is because I've had a lot of relationships They've all gone south, and I am the common denominator. It's
See, I
that
can't even
simple.
say that. I'm most likely to be single because I don't go out. I work second shift, and I don't know what people my age do nowadays. So I'm just like, I'm just gonna go to the gym most of the time to offset the fact that I eat like a slob, and I try to go visit my parents once a week.
I mean,
I have a much simpler reason for being single. I like being alone, and having a girlfriend would really ruin that. So,
well, there's that too. Look,
you're a fucking hermit.
I've got my
yes,
toys.
I am, and I can't be a hermit with a woman hanging around me.
I've got my toys. I've got my computer, my video games, my musical equipment. All kinds of shit.
Look, is it so bad?
And I don't want to share.
Exactly.
Look, is it so bad to say that it's like, yes, I'd like to be with a woman that I could like hold hands with, go for walks,
No, it's fine.
Occasionally put her legs behind her heads as I'm, putting her in the mating press and kiss her on her forehead.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I could not resist going to something like that.
No, look.
No. I did that.
Let me tell you. I would love to find a woman in a sundress that I could rip off her in a meadow, and get freaky in the sunset.
Basically look at it like I sent you to mating press.
But it's not going to happen. Okay, because there's shit that goes along with that I will not fucking put up with. I will not put up with someone disturbing me while I'm taking a shit. Just out of curiosity. I'm not putting up with it. I'm not going to wait my turn to take a shit.
At this point, I'm perfectly satisfied sharing my space with my 2 lap panthers, and
I'm fine with it.
For the most part,
I have an internet connection. That is all the socialization I need.
Right. I mean, I've got my coffee and my disused ashtray since I've quit smoking. I'm fine.
Yeah.
Like I understand, Will has his pets. The closest I have to pets are basically my firearms, and I don't have to deal with plausible, piss stains on the carpet. And typically, if they bark, someone is not going to like their bite.
But you do have to clean up the blood, though. Come on now.
You want to know the best part? Is I know that I have a system that works for me, and it's not going to work for everyone else, and that's fine.
Yeah.
For someone else, marriage is the way to go. And more power to them if they can make it work.
The easiest way to put it is like, I'm a lot like Ranty Monkey. I'm more of a hopeful romantic at heart.
Oh, I used to be romantic as hell. Now I'm a cynic.
Yay.
because life,
Hashtag team cynicism.
It's just,
Wow.
I just.
We're not going to get into that whole thing because I'll easily say that it's like I'm romantically retarded when it comes to most of it. Like, do we want to finish this article, get onto the shills, and then?
Oh, you want to real quick? You want to know the scary part is I know secrets to making a relationship solid as hell.
Don't have one?
Yeah, I'll give you one. The secret to a solid relationship is secrets.
You told us about this.
It's not the secrets you keep from each other, but it's the secrets you keep together.
Mm-hmm.
But all right, you want me to finish this up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Take a deep breath.
I have raced with her twice at different points of the years that I wish she wouldn't make these "I wish I was gay" comments. At least not to me, of all people. She seemed to take it on broad for short periods, but then they crept back. I'm a very conflict-averse person, and she is extremely sensitive and always, without fail, bursts into tears if a friend criticizes her over something, however gentle. I would not be good around this woman. Part of me wants to let this slide, but the other part...
Wait a minute, Rod. What's it saying? If you can take a dick, you can take a joke? Well...
Oh my God.
It's a joke, not a dick. Don't take it so hard.
There you go.
Wow.
Part of me wants to let this slide, but the other part is distractingly furious. It makes me want to pull away from our friendship, even though I love her like a sister. Can you please advise me how to handle this? Either by myself or in a way that involves raising it again with her and trying to shut it down forever? Sign off. Loving a woman is not the same as hating men.
Okay, there's a few different things to unpack here. One, you're furious whether or not she's prodding you. You need to address that.
Honestly, I'm going to
Two.
interrupt you for a second. Honestly, they're both overly sensitive bitches.
True. Very true.
Yeah.
Okay. Two, she's like me. It's going to keep coming back. I don't get cues very easily, and I forget, and I fall back into bad habits and everything, and I can be a very big jerk. And I just sometimes need to get that hey, you need to dial it down, you need to back off again. She's exactly like that. This is, if you keep her around, this is going to come up periodically, at least until she changes her dating choices so that she doesn't keep picking bad guys.
Well, that's never going to happen.
Well, like I can bring up something that's not at all the same. Dude I met in the military, pretty decent. I shouldn't say pretty. He's a good dude. But I was hanging out with him after we both got to our first duty stations, and I went and visited him in Albuquerque. And he's actually a very big Christian. And he had asked me after saying it one time if I could not use the GD phrase. So I actually went to the King of the Hill one instead of saying, the regular God D. It's
damn it.
It's the GOT, damn it.
Ah.
And that's actually become a common vernacular for me because he had asked politely. He goes, "Hey man, I'm not trying to stop." He actually even said, "Could you try not to say that around me? I'm not asking you to stop." He's like, but it's not my thing. So if you could you try not to say it around me? And I had great respect for that, the fact that he had asked it that way. And it's like, I can fucking do that.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same with my mother and the word cunt. She doesn't like it, so I don't say it when I'm talking to her. It's like, it's just a simple courtesy. I'm not
say twat instead.
No, jeez.
No, I can just use other insulting terms for people.
He uses gut, doesn't he?
My mother hated me saying bitch, so I never used bitch around her.
Yeah, like instead of calling someone a cunt, I can call them a bitch if I'm talking to my mother about them. It's not a big sacrifice. I don't mind, extending her that courtesy. It's not a big deal.
I figured he just used gunt, and when she's like, "What's that short for?" Goddamn cunt.
Yeah.
Oh.
Or you could say harlot.
Ooh,
just to mess with their heads.
That's one that doesn't get used very often. Well done.
You stop.
I dare say that's a woman who is up to no good.
I say she's a hussy.
Hussies, harlots,
Slutbags.
I think the word.
I was going to say strumpet, but okay.
Strumpet. That's another good one.
There's a lot of good words that have fallen out of usage in the English language.
There really are.
Desire for just convenient insults and curses.
I'm fond of both hogwash and balderdash.
Oh, I love those words.
Not to mention poppycock.
That's the good one.
Poppycock is wonderful.
I also know that I can't always do things the way I want to. So it's like typically if I'm going to be around small children, I do the old TV thing where I will try to turn slurs into ice cream flavors.
Yeah.
Ice cream flavors?
It's oh god, I can't remember the comedian's joke. She's like, "What in the Rocky Road is going on here?"
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
That is funny.
I forgot what I was going to say.
They run.
Nope, it's gone. Son of a bitch.
Just
all right.
Looking at this thing, you got two unhappy women. Neither of them are going to be doing the things that makes the other happy.
You know what? She should tell her friend to eat her out.
You know what? Put your money where your mouth is.
Yeah, put your mouth where my cooter is.
There you go.
You know what?
How about some tongue kiss on the lips? Let's go.
We'll do it this way.
You think it's so much easier? Let's see what you got.
OP is married. Put the friend between the two, her and her wife, and have them go to town.
Yeah.
There you go.
Because seriously, if they're both frustrated, maybe they do need to fuck each other. I don't know.
You get it out their system.
Yeah, maybe. Get the wife in on it.
Yeah. All girl threesome. There you go. Shit.
You know, and if
Ellie's
look,
never going to stop making the comment permanently until she either changes her dating habits or actually decides that she is gay. And
exactly. But there's
you,
another
author, are going to still be a prickly cunt no matter what. So
my money is on the friend eventually coming out that she's polyamorous.
Oh no! She's non-binary.
No. She's gonna go for the polyamory thing because she's gonna want to get with a guy who can meet her needs sexually, but then be with another guy who can meet her needs financially,
and then be with a woman that can meet her needs.
I know it sounds mean.
Exactly.
Oh, no, she'll also find a dude that can meet her needs emotionally. She's gonna find.
So she's gonna be with a gay guy. Okay.
Yes,
that makes sense.
But it is one of those things that I won't say all of them that claim they're polyamorous have, but it does seem to be the thing that they want to find the guy who will spend the money on the things they want him to spend the money on, but then they still want to find the guy who will meet their needs sexually. And typically those two can overlap if both parties participate, but she doesn't want to participate. She wants someone else to do all the work.
Alpha fucks and beta bucks is what you're saying.
Yeah. Well, like I said, Alpha Bucks can plausibly meet her needs sexually, but she would have to participate in the act, and that's beneath her. Don't you know it's a man's job to make a woman come?
Yeah, fair enough. Then it says,
all right, it's time.
The other thing for the author here,
she's just a bitch.
But I'm pretty sure the author here is either
this.
Tell her again.
This.
Tell her again or walk away. You don't have any middle ground because you're just going to keep being miserable, and unless you want to keep her as an excuse to stay miserable. But if you actually want to work on your life and your relationships, then either talk to her about it or drop her like the bad habit.
Why is she writing Prudence when she has a wife she could talk to about this?
That's another thing that I find is like she said, she has a partner. Why does she talk to her partner or a wife?
Could be partner's jealous.
Could be.
Could be that they're in the middle of lesbian bed death. Who knows?
Could be that the partner is fed up of hearing the complaining. It's like you're not gonna talk to her about it. If you're not gonna talk to her about it, don't keep complaining to me about it.
All right, Rodden, what movie are we doing tomorrow or tonight?
We are doing the 2015 movie Bullets for the Dead.
That's
we are
right.
looking at a zombie western. Unfortunately, so far, I will say I have not been able to find fuck all for pictures, so I am going back to the old thumbnail for that, unfortunately.
Oh,
dude, finding it's a smaller, a bit more lower budget film. I love it because I had happened to see it while I was at the BX, and I do think it needs to be bigger than it is.
And just run through and do screen capture, screenshots from the actual thing.
I am way too fucking lazy to go do that because the only way I know how to do that gets both my fucking screens, and I don't feel like trying to edit all of that shit down for all the other shit off of it.
Ooh.
I haven't quite figured all that out, and I am too fucking lazy to do the rest of it. Like,
I think you could just hit print screen.
When I do that, it wants to put both my screens in that picture.
Oh, yeah, you got a dual screen setup. Okay.
In that case, all you can do is hit pause and use Snip and Sketch if you're using Windows.
Like
as
right
far
now,
as I know.
I'm looking at the whole thing of whether or not I just want to get the ebook or try to get some of the audiobooks for Sherlock Holmes, and I might start listening to those while I'm at the gym and I don't have a stream to listen to or catch up on.
Audiobooks are always better. I like listening to people tell me stories.
I like to read as well, but
understandable. We are doing Bullets for the Dead on Rotten's movie review channel, which is tonight about around this time. We will review a movie and give our opinions on it on his channel. Angela, will you be on Quippers tonight?
I'm not 100% sure.
I
did
might be
tell,
on Quippers. It all
I-
depends on when things go.
Did tell Jack that I am available, and unfortunately, it was during the last Quipper stream when he was trying to find people to be on Quippers last week.
I'm pretty sure he remembers.
And his response was okay.
Yeah, he
So
said
Jack is always desperate for guests. There's a very high chance he'll ask you to be on if you've expressed interest.
Yeah, like he sent me a message asking me if I could be on tomorrow, but it's like tomorrow I'm going to a range day because I have a couple guns to test and I'm going there with my dad. And then obviously I still have to hit the gym because it's a gym day. So it's trying to get everything done early enough to then do that.
Do it. I want to be on Quippers with you. You're the one person that I haven't been on with yet.
Mm-mm.
We'll see how things go. I make no guarantees.
So Andrew's going to be on Quippers maybe on Quippers tonight with Tarbot, James Colley, and possibly Rotncorpse. Are you going to be on there, Will?
It's due next week, actually. So
okay. Fuck. When is the comic book curation stuff going to come out, Andrew?
I don't know. Right now, money is messed up.
Understandable. Tari, has Chegu gotten back to you about joining the Young Turks?
No, he's still deludedly trying to be president, I think.
Ethan Klein is looking for a co-star, a co-host. I mean,
I'll send him my resume.
Oh, sweet. And what about
I don't know if I'm Jewish enough for Ethan's tastes.
Had the Daily Wire got back to you about being in the new Snow White movie?
Yeah. Maybe I could be one of the dwarves. I'm way too tall, but just as a joke, I think maybe I could do that. I could be Tolly the dwarf. There you go.
Tolly the large dwarf. Ty is on Six of Silver stream. He's on Johnny Hellcat streams. He's on Hammer's Minions Night, which is on Wednesday with Dante Maxey. He's on Miss Adams with God damn it. On Mondays. He's on The Corner with Frosted Glass, Jack Gunski, and Moonshock.
Basically,
fucking hilarious yesterday.
Pick a stream, throw a rock, and there's a high plausibility Terry could be there.
Yeah.
Pretty much. James Colley. Sorry, last week I forgot to mention the stuff that James Colley doing, but he's also on Quippers United and he's also on Rod's Movie Review channel. Movie Review stream, sorry. He really needs to get back to doing the Nerd Out stream, but that's from another thing. Well,
and he needs some things to settle down so he can actually break out his actual computer.
Understand?
He's been having to deal with real life stuff, so we understand.
Yeah, most definitely. Mr. Katzberger.
Well, I've got my regular streams, 5 p.m. Eastern time on Saturdays. We got a rare occurrence because I do an even odd schedule for game streams and art streams. We did an art stream today, and next week is an even again, so we'll be doing another art stream.
Yeah, so that's typically on Twitch, right?
Currently, typically on Twitch, yes.
Okay.
Twitch.tv/bulletforge.
It should be in the description of
I try to make sure I have the. I need to add your Twitch to mine as well. I try to make sure that I have Twitch open so that way I can at least be a viewer, even if I'm not actively interacting.
And then I have been recently a repeat guest on Rotten's Movie Review, which has been a fun time.
Which after this week, I think we're going to do the final of the Tremor series.
Okay. And Wednesday nights, if Moonshock is streaming 7 days, I'm typically on that.
Get off your ass and make more creepypasta shit.
Yes, I've got to do more narrations and standalone videos. Yes.
Yes.
Sir.
Off your ass. Get it done. Mr. Nemo, anything you would like to show?
Well, not really shill yet because I'm still writing it. I'm writing a thing called Moving Forward with the Halloween franchise. Since it's just been, the rights have just been purchased by Miramax, and there's talk of doing streaming, blah, 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 blah. And I have it's a big concept I'm working on. It's part learning from past mistakes, not just with the Halloween franchise, but with slasher films in general. And learning from the mistakes that Hollywood has been making more recently too. Well, and applying those lessons to how we might be able to see a Halloween.
I can
not as much a franchise, but more of a intellectual property.
I can kind of not revamp, but like explain how Hollywood currently has been doing their things, and it's actually from an old Trey Park or what the creators of South Park, the interview they did, and it's typically the way they go about things is you'll have this and then this and then this, and the way you're going about it is the way that they try to go about it. Is it Trey Stone and Matt Parker, or Matt Stone and Trey Parker? Whatever. But they would say, it's like instead of doing the and then this, because that gets boring as shit.
Right.
It's you will have this happens, therefore this happens, but then this happens.
Well, exactly. If you look at my Rumble channel, I have it's one of the last 2 videos I did. I have a piece where I'm analyzing the original Halloween and demonstrating something that everyone seems to have missed, and that is that Michael Myers was focused on Laurie Strode, but he wasn't actually trying to kill her.
Yeah, he had several chances to kill her and did not.
Well, yeah. I mean, if he made mistakes, they were mistakes that don't make any sense if they're mistakes.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at it on that level, and it's actually on that I'm basing my concepts going forward with making what is essentially a Halloween universe more than just so it's working in Carpenter's anthology idea, but in a way different from what he was trying to do.
Yeah.
And also
that's a whole different story that I think they should have went with the original thought process and left the original movie.
Well, I'll give you an example because I've talked about it before already, but this is one of the lessons they didn't know at the time because, the big franchise thing wasn't a thing then.
Yeah.
They didn't know to plan out ahead as far as we'd know to plan out ahead today.
Well, originally as well, the first movie was meant to be a single movie.
Exactly.
And if they'd have done, instead of doing the way they did Halloween 2, if instead they'd have made Halloween 3 Halloween 2 and left Halloween 2 on the cutting room floor, they could have made an anthology movie to where each Halloween one was different, but around that time frame. Sorry, Angela, go ahead.
They could have even kept Halloween 2, just had different characters. The problem was carrying over Laurie Strode into Halloween 2.
There's a lot of problems
because everyone's afraid of the hospital.
I think we need to upgrade Filthy Frank. Yeah, there he is.
Yeah, we are getting a little carried on, and
it's gonna. But I'm writing this whole thing. I've got a lot of to boil it down. I've got a lot of ideas, and I'm trying to apply the lessons I've learned from watching Hollywood for the last 40 years to see if we can formulate a Halloween franchise that is that has a solid foundation and can go forward and make sense.
Okay. Are you going to do your fantastic?
Fanstatic?
Yeah, Fanstatic. Sorry.
Oh yeah, I'm still doing Fanstatic, and that's mostly movie reviews and things of that nature. And this is still a Fanstatic production. It's
Oh, go ahead.
It's just not a movie review. It's a
Concept.
Let's call it fan crafting or theory crafting.
Theory crafting.
Yeah, not to be a dick, I'm pretty sure Terry's wanting to go eat lunch or whatnot. So I'm saying we kind of wrap up.
Yeah.
If you could.
Fine. We'll let you go eat, you bastard. Thank you, Mitch, for being on.
Happy to come on.
Pleasure to have you on. Thank you, Will, for hopping in for James. You can add him to your list of alter egos.
No, Jack, I'm happy to be a safety quip.
Yeah.
Got to learn to snore.
Will is a house answer.
Oh wow!
Did you just use your own words, us? Oh man. Fine. All right, everybody. Thank you for being on. Thank you for coming out, and thank you for making episode 33 great.
For those of you who celebrate it, have a happy Halloween this Tuesday.
Yep,
Happy Halloween! Yay!
Shake it naked.
Shake it naked. Okay.
I don't.
Pretty sure that would get me on a list.
Well, they're trying to do something scary there.
Well,
right,
that's
everybody.
scary enough.
Good night, y'all.
Good night.
Eat, drink, and remarry.
And with that, the midnight show has been brought to a close. Get out of here, you little bastards! Fucking little trash-eating pandas. From the Midnight Crew, I told you to get out of here. We'd like to thank you for joining us. I want to fill you bastards full of lead. We'd also like to thank our guests for joining us. That's 3 of you down. How many more of you fuckers are there? Please join us again next week. I'll keep shooting. I got a lot of ammo.